After watching this gaming landing page design masterclass, you will be a real ninja of Elementor page builder. You can literally design anything in Elementor, whatever you'll imagine. Let's have a quick sneak peek at what we'll create in this video step by step. First, you will learn how to create a logo by using a free online tool. Creating the header with navigation menu, we will create this awesome banner area with unique headline and button design. This image will interact on mouse over. We'll have this unique shape divider, then this tricky card with hover effects. We'll create this amazing about section with these interactive tabs. It has an image carousel with additional information. Then this team member area with awesome hover effects. We are not finished yet. We'll make this clickable video button which will open the video on a nice pop-up. Underneath, it has an incredible timeline design, which is very tricky, but I'll show you the easiest way. Next, these trending cards with tiny design detail. And of course, we will make this nicely crafted footer. Most interestingly, we will learn how to make any website 100% responsive for mobile and tablet devices. So there wouldn't be any technical boundary, all hidden techniques in Elementor Flex Container, everything in details step by step. This tutorial is 100% beginner friendly. You don't need to have any coding skills or design experience. So if you are very new to WordPress and Elementor, this single tutorial will make you a professional web designer. I'll even provide you with all the necessary images so you can follow along with this video step by step. Can you believe we will be doing all this just by using a drag and drop page builder? No prior coding or design skill is required. This tutorial is for complete beginners. Now let me introduce you to myself first. My name is Taimur Nishat. I'm a professional web developer. Even in the past, I have completed so many freelance WordPress projects for my clients. So basically, you are learning all the best methods and techniques from a real professional web developer. I'm really excited. If you are excited like me, please give this video a big thumbs up. This is the only thing I want from you. Other than that, this video is completely free for you. Just have a look. If you like this video, then from YouTube's left bar, you can go to liked videos and find this video easily later. Alright, we will be creating our awesome landing page in easy 4 steps. First, I will show you how to get your own domain name and web hosting. I will also provide you with a 78% discount link. Then how to install WordPress. Then how to install a free theme and a free page builder. Finally, we will start creating our amazing landing page. Also, I'll be adding a timestamp in the description so you can always jump into the necessary part you need. If you already have a domain name and web hosting, you can skip part 1. And if you have installed WordPress inside your web hosting, then you can skip part 2 as well. You can just jump into the step 3 following the timestamp. Alright, let's now start with the step number 1, which is to get your domain name and web hosting. So first of all, what is a domain name? Domain name is basically your website address, like Facebook has facebook.com, Amazon has amazon.com, we have jimfahaddigital.com. Similarly, for your website, you need an address that will be your website name.com. And what is web hosting? Web hosting is the storage space for your website. All the images, text you will have in your website, all will be stored on your own web hosting. As you are owning your own web hosting, so there wouldn't be any limitation. You can run ads, you can upload text or images, you can upload any themes or plugins you want. You are in charge of your own website. Now, how to get your own web hosting with a free domain name? So first, just click on the very first link in the description below this video, or you can just go to jimfahaddigital.com/best host. And this will take you to a special discount Hostinger page. So why Hostinger? In my opinion, Hostinger is the most affordable and also the fastest web hosting provider available. Just have a look into their Trustpilot reviews. People are super happy with their hosting speed, affordable pricing, and customer support. Now from here, you can change your language. If you speak Spanish, Portuguese, or Hindi, you can select any language from here. One thing I also want to say is that this page changes quite often. In fact, They probably change it once a month, so if the banner or interface looks different, don't worry, don't panic, this happens quite often. It's the same website. Let's scroll down a bit. You'll find all different plans. By the way, here we can see 3 plans, but sometime you may see 4 plans here, but just don't panic because you can create your website with any of these plans. But as you are starting out, I recommend taking this premium or business plan. With both of these plans, you can create up to 100 websites. For example, today you're creating a portfolio website, tomorrow you want to create a business website, and next week you want to create an e-commerce website, so you don't need to purchase hosting each time. So here, with this premium plan, you'll get 100 GB of SSD storage. With the business plan, you get 200 GB of NVMe storage, and with any of these plans, you'll get all the features like unlimited free SSL, so all of your website would be encrypted and super secure. Unlimited bandwidth, so there wouldn't be any limit how many website visitors you will have. Free email, you can create hundreds of professional email addresses like info@yourwebsite.com or admin@yourwebsite.com like this. Then free domain. Yes, like I said, you'll get a domain name for free. You'll also get tons of WordPress features like free one-click WordPress installation, free website migration, so if you want to move your existing website from another hosting provider to Hostinger, they will transfer it on behalf of you. How cool is that? Now let's talk about the security. Personally, I'm very serious about website security, and Hostinger just nailed it with all of these features like Cloudflare protected name servers, malware scanners, and all of these. I've had very bad experiences with other web hosting providers. We have got so many malware attacks and we had to pay the hosting providers additionally to use their other security tools. But here in the Hostinger, you're getting all of these security tools for free. Now let's select a plan. Like I said, you can take any of this plan based on your needs. For now, I'm taking the premium plan. You can upgrade it later anytime, so click on Add to Cart. Alright, right here you're going to see different options. Now this is referring how long do you want to host with Hostinger. So we have 1 month, 12 months, 14 months, and then we also have 48 months. First of all, I don't recommend going with the 1 month because it's almost $12 a month, which is super expensive and we don't want that. My recommendation would be go with 48 months. So for the 4 years, you just need to pay $2.99 per month. That will save you $432. And then after those 4 years, you start to pay $7.99 per month, which is still super affordable for a web hosting plan that can hold up to 100 websites. But if you just want to start with 2 years or 1 year, you can click over here. And then in your first year, you just have to pay $3.19 per month, and you're still going to create up to 100 websites. And after that, first year you start to pay $9.99 per month. So the longer the first period, the more discount you will get when you renew your plan. So if you have the budget and you want to get the most discount possible, you can go for the 48 months. And after those 48 months, you start pay around $7.99 per month instead of $9.99 per month. But wait, there is more. If you scroll down here you'll see have a coupon code, and if you fill with my special coupon code JFD10 and then click on the apply, you'll now get a total of 76% discount. Can you believe we are getting a super fast web hosting with the free domain name for the full year only for $34? What an amazing deal, right? So I scroll up again. Here you see pricing is only $2.87 a month for the first 12 months, $2.78 a month per the first 24 months, and $2.69 a month for first 48 months. Now let's scroll down. Put your email here. Make sure you use your best email address because they will create hosting account with this email address. And then let's put a very strong password here. Now you see you can pay with your credit card, PayPal or Google Pay, or you can even pay using your cryptocurrency. Also, you may see more different local payment options based on your country. So let's just skip this part and scroll down here. And in here, I'm just putting my card informations. Then let's just click on Submit Secure Payment. So from here, you can skip this part. From here, make sure you select WordPress from here. Now, let's click on the Select WordPress button. So here it says create login details for WordPress account. So in order to create an WordPress account, we need to put our email address and password. So my email address is already here, so I'm using this one. And let's put a strong password. I pasted my password. Then let's click on the next. And now it says, what will your website look like? So right now we don't want any theme, so we'll just click on the skip. Here it says, do you want pre-selected plugins for your website? No, I don't want it. So let's click on here. No, I want to select plugins manually, and let's then click on the next. Also, we can just skip this. So in here, it's asking what's your website name. So basically it's referring to choose your domain name. So let's select a name for our site. Let's type JFD Toots. Once I typed in, you can see on the bottom, it's suggesting the domain with the extension like jfdtoots.in, jfdtoots.me, and jfdtoots.com and more. From here, you can choose any extension you like, but I recommend you to choose the .com because it sounds more professional and legit. So I'm gonna choose the .com and I'm just gonna click next. Here it says where is your target audience. You can just keep this default, which in my case they have selected a data center in the United States, the closest one they have to my country, but in your case it can be a different one. So you can just keep it default or change it from here, or you can just change it later on. So I'm just keeping it as it is and I'm just clicking on the next button. Now it's installing WordPress. We are almost there. Let's just wait a bit. And right now, we're at the control panel of the Hostinger. And from here, if we go into the Home tab, you'll see in the account actions, it's saying we have sent a verification email to your Gmail account. So let's check our email. You'll find an email address in your inbox that's called verify your email address. Now from here, we'll just simply click on this verify email. Now it will take you back to the Hostinger cPanel with the email address confirmed. Now from here, I want to get my WordPress. So from the premium web hosting here on this manage button, I'm just gonna click this. Now it will take us to the Hostinger dashboard. Now from here, it says WordPress overview. Let's click that. And then under here, it says admin panel. Let's just click on here. And it will directly take us to the WordPress dashboard. So finally, we are at our WordPress admin panel or WordPress dashboard. Here, I'll make you familiar with all of these options like posts, media, pages, comment, appearance, and all of these. But before doing anything, I want to clean up my dashboard first, because I like to work in a clean environment rather than a messy environment. So let's start from here by closing this welcome pop-up. And from here, you can close these drop downs by clicking here. Or you can click on these screen options and you can deselect these options one by one like this, and you can close it by clicking here. And now the dashboard is looking much cleaner and fresh. But I want to clean up more. Like if you click on this plugin option, you can see we are having a list of plugins here which came by default after installing the WordPress. And if you are wondering what is plugin is an extra tool or extra add-on which extends the functionality of your website. And of course, we're gonna use plugins to create our landing page, but we don't need these specific ones. So what we can do is, we can select these plugins one by one like this, or we can select it all by once by clicking this plugin. Then let's click on this bulk action, and from here let's first select this deactive. Then let's click on this apply button. And the plugins will be deactivated. Now let's select the plugin once again. Then from the bulk action, let's select delete and then apply. Now a browser pop-up is asking you that are you sure? Of course we're sure, so let's just click OK. And now all the unnecessary plugin has been deleted. Great. Now the next thing I'm gonna show you is how you can change your WordPress password and other basic user information. So let's hover on this users option. From here, click on this profile and it will take you here. From here you can choose any color scheme like light, modern, blue, midnight, but actually this doesn't matter that much because only you can see this. So for now I'm gonna keep it default. And let's scroll down and here you will find language option. From here you can choose any language like your native language, English or any other language. For now I'm just gonna keep it site default. Then here we have option to put our first name and the last name. Like here I'm gonna put my first name Taimur and the last name Nishat. And here you can put your nickname. I'm just gonna type Taimur. And here we have the display name. This one is the important one. Under this, you'll see a couple variation of your name. Make sure you choose a good one. I'll show you why. The variation you will choose will be public exactly like this. This is a post and here you can see it has an author name. In this case, this is Jim Fahad. And in our case, we choose this variation. So on our post, that variation will be shown exactly like this. Alright, so make sure you choose your best one. And here you can change your email address and from here you can change your website address. For now, I'm not gonna mess with these options. And then from here you can actually change your WordPress profile picture if you want. Then we have password. If you click on this set new password, a field will come up and WordPress will suggest a very strong password. And of course you can put your own password. Here I typed my password, although it's saying medium, but for now I'm okay with that. So I'm gonna scroll down a little bit and I'm gonna click on this update profile button. And this will save all the changes we have made here. Now at this point, I want to make you familiar with two basic terms in WordPress. One is the backend of our website and the other one is the front end of our website. Right here, everything you're seeing, every options, every content is the backend of our website. And if you want to see your front-end website, you can hover on your WordPress title and click on this visit site. I'm opening this on a new tab, so let's go to the tab. And in here, we can see this is our front-end website, where the whole world can see this portion of your website. Right now it's looking like this, but we can turn this into anything we like. And also, if you have noticed this black bar on the top, only we can see this as we are logged in as an admin of this website. So any other visitors won't be able to see this except the admins. Alright, so now I want to show you some simple settings in our WordPress dashboard or our WordPress admin panel. So let's go back here. In here, let's hover over this settings and let's click on this general. In here, you can actually change your site title like JFD website. And we have the tagline here. Actually, you can put some meaningful stuff here like best website in California. This can actually help you to rank on the search engines. And from here, you can change your site icon, which is this. And also you can change plenty of stuffs here like WordPress address, site address, administration, email address. Then we have the site language here also. Then we get the time zone and also date and time format. You can choose any date format or time format you like. Then from here, I'm just gonna save the changes. And then I'm gonna show you a very important settings in the WordPress, which is permalinks. Under the settings, let's click on this permalinks option. In here, we have some permalink structures, like currently it's set to the day and name. Sometimes it can be set to the month and name or plain, but I highly recommend you to choose this post name. And I'm gonna show you why should you choose this post name permalink. So in here, this is the difference between plain and post name permalinks. So on the plain permalink, your website address will be something like yourwebsite.com/a visitor number, like this one. And then we have the post name permalink. with this, your website address will be yourwebsite.com/a page name like this About Us page or a post name. So guys, this one looks better, it's more human readable, and this can help you rank on the search engines as well. So make sure you select the post name permalink, and from here, make sure you save the changes. Now, I want to make you familiar with WordPress themes. So here under Appearance, you will find Themes option here. Let's click here. You can see we are having a list of themes here like 2024, 2021, 2023, and the 2024 is the one that is currently active. So if you notice here, this theme is the exactly same thing we are having in our front-end website. And from here, you can click on this Add New Theme, or on this big one, Add New Theme. It will take you to the WordPress store where you can find thousands of themes like this. So from here, I'm gonna search Hello Elementor, and I'm gonna select this theme and install. Then after it's being installed, I'm gonna click Activate. And now if we go to the themes again, we can see this Hello Elementor is the active one. And of course, if we go to the front-end website and refresh the page, here we are having a new design for our front-end website, which is coming from the Hello Elementor theme. I know right now it's looking boring and plain, but trust me, we're gonna turn this page into a masterpiece by using Page Builder. And you know what is the best page builder for WordPress? Yes, it's Elementor. And to get the free Elementor account, you can go to jimfahaddigital.com, and also you will find the link in the description below. And then under this important links, you can click on this Get Elementor Free Account. And this will take you to the official Elementor page. Then you can click on this Elementor logo. Then from here, you can click on this Login. Then from here, as you are new to the Elementor, click on this Create an Account. In here, you can continue with the Google, Facebook, or Apple, and also you have the option to continue with your email. So in here, you can put your email address. I type my email address, and then you have to put a password. Make sure you follow this rule to choose your password. And after putting your password, you can click on this Create My Account. You can click on this Create My Account. Then it will take you to the Elementor dashboard. You can click outside of this pop-up or click on this Let's Go button. In here, you can see a pop-up is coming to verify your email. So you can just follow the instruction within the email they have sent you, and your free Elementor will be fully activated. Now let's come back to our WordPress dashboard, and let's go to the plugins. So as we know, Elementor is a plugin. It's a different thing that it's a game changer thing for building web pages, but it's a plugin. So let's add the Elementor plugin inside our WordPress by clicking on this Add New button. And in here, you have thousands of plugins you can install for free. And here you have a search option. I'm gonna search Elementor. Then from here, I'm gonna install the Elementor from here. Also, you can see here it has 5 million plus active installations, which is great. Let's install now. Then after installing, let's click on this Activate. Now if we go to the plugins, it will show an Elementor onboarding. So you can skip this onboarding by clicking on this Close button. And it will take you to the dashboard, and a new drop down came. You can just close it like this, or of course from here you can completely hide it. Now let's go to the plugins, and here we can see we are having the Elementor plugin installed and activated. I want to tell you something upfront, as we're gonna use the Elementor Pro version to create this landing page, but you actually can create 90% of your design by using only the Elementor free that we have just installed and created a free account. But using the Elementor Pro will be the best because you will be able to use many advanced stuff and interesting things to make your website. So to get the Elementor Pro, let's go back to the Jim Fahad Digital website. And from here, under the important links, we have another option which is Get Elementor Pro. Let's click on it. and it will take you to the Elementor pricing page. In here you have different plans for Elementor Pro. With Elementor Pro, you can do a lot more, like making animated websites, blogs, or even online stores without needing to know how to code. Think about this. Hiring someone to build your website can cost thousands of dollars. With Elementor Pro, you start at $59. That's a huge save. You can buy this plan. In here, you'll get Pro widgets, theme builder, premium support, and you can create one website with this plan. And then we have the advanced and the expert plans. From here, I highly recommend you to use this advanced plan or the expert plan. Here, with the both of these plans, they have all the features unlocked for Elementor Pro. So basically, you'll be able to use the full power of the Elementor and you can unlock the full potential of making a website. You get premium support, 82 Pro widgets, dynamic content to sell stuff online, custom code and CSS, a way to add your own code, and things like form builder, e-commerce features. With this advanced plan, you can create up to 3 websites. Like today you're making a restaurant website, tomorrow you'll make a portfolio website, and next week you want to make an e-commerce website. So you don't need to purchase the essential plan 3 times. If you want to create 3 websites with this essential plan, you will cost $180 to make it. But with the advanced plan, you can make 3 websites only for $99. Here with the expert plan, you can create up to 25 sites. This is a perfect plan for freelancers who need to create multiple websites. And if you are an agency owner, here comes the perfect plan for your agency. With this agency plan, you can create up to 1,000 websites and you will get all the features of the Elementor Pro only for $399. Like you can make a client's website and they might pay you $500 to $3,000, but your cost, if we just calculate the pricing, we're getting 1,000 websites, so 1,000, and let's divide it by $399. So as you can see, you are getting only $2.5 of cost for each website. In my opinion, that's a great win. Like you can make a client's website and they might pay you $500 to $3,000, but what your cost? Just about $2.5. If you ask me, it's a smart investment. So let's buy our package. So for now, I'm gonna go with the advanced plan. So click on the buy now, and in here you have to create an account. You can continue with Google, Facebook, or Apple, or you can continue with your email. So let's go here. You can put your email address here. I am putting mine, and let's set a password. Then let's create my account. Then from here you can put your first and last name. I'm putting mine, and most of the thing here is optional, so I'm gonna just skip this and click on the continue. And from here you can use your card or PayPal as a payment method. So I'm just gonna put my card information, and on the right side I'm gonna click pay now. And after purchasing the Elementor Pro, we are at the Elementor dashboard. From here you can link your website on the WordPress. So from here, the only thing we're gonna do is on the top right we have the download icon here. If you click this, and in the downloads we have Elementor Pro Advanced. Now click this, and then the Elementor Pro zip will be downloaded on your device. Now we have to go to our dashboard, and let's click on this add new plugin again. Then here, instead of searching, this time let's click on this upload plugin. Then from here let's click on this choose file. Then select this Elementor Pro zip that we have just downloaded. Then click on install now. Now here the plugin has been installed. So let's click on this activate plugin. And now our Elementor Pro is activated successfully. Then from here we have to connect our Elementor Pro with the account we have for the Elementor Pro. So let's click on this connect and activate. And you will see this page. From here you can just click on this activate my license. And inside this Elementor, under the license, you can see the status is active. And our Elementor and Elementor Pro is ready to go. I'm really excited to show you the power of Elementor Page Builder. So we have to create a page to create our landing page. So let's go to the pages option here. In here you'll see two pages. This pages actually came by default after installing the WordPress, so you can just select all of them, and from here you can select this move to trash and then apply, and it will be sent to the trash, and from this trash you can delete these permanently. So apply and it will be deleted permanently. Then from here we have to add new page. Let's click on this. In here you can add your page name. You can name your page anything you like. I'm just gonna name it gaming landing page, and I'm gonna click on this publish button and again click on the publish. Now it says the gaming landing page is live, but if we go to our front end website and refresh, nothing has been changed here yet, because let's go to the WordPress and I'll show you. Click on this view pages or the WordPress icon. From here under the setting, click on this reading. In here your home page displays your latest post. Make sure you select a static page as the display home page or the display page. So as a home page, I'm gonna select this gaming landing page that we have just created from the pages, and then I'm gonna save the changes. And now if we go to our front end website and refresh, we can see we are having this gaming landing page that we have just created from the page. But because our page is fully empty and we have just created, that's why it's showing only the text here. When we will start to create and design the page, everything will be added in our front end website. So let's go back here, and from here you can click here on this gaming landing page. Then in here it has a button says edit with Elementor. Let's click it. You can close this notification pop-up by clicking X or the continue. And finally, we are at our Elementor page builder, where the fun part begins. On the left side of the builder, we have options like heading, images, text editor, video, button. These are called Elementor elements or Elementor widgets. You can refer these as a building block of the Elementor page builder. And if you scroll down, you'll find a Pro drop down here. In here you can find all the professional and advanced widgets or elements like loop carousel, gallery, slides, and many more. You'll only get this if you have the Elementor Pro version. When you have only the Elementor free version, you have only basic widgets or elements like these. Alright, we'll come back on the left side. Now let's talk about the right side of this page builder. If you notice here, this part looks so similar to our front-end website, right? Because this is the part or the area we will design our whole landing page. So now I'm going to show you a basic example how this page builder works. So from here, let's click on this plus icon. Then let's click on this first one called Flexbox. And then let's choose this first item. And also for now, I'm going to close this navigator. Alright, so we're having a basic box we have just added. On the left side, when you select this box like this, you see all the properties and all the settings related to this box. For example, in here we are having the min height of this box. If you drag the slider to the right, the box will be increased in height, and if you drag it to the left, it will be decreased in height. And alternatively, you can put custom values like 600 pixel to make it specifically 600 pixel long. So currently we're in the layout tab. Let's open this style tab. From the style tab, if you click on this background type under the background, in here on the color you can choose any color by using these knobs, or you can of course put a custom value for this box. So I have just colored this box fully black. Now let's say you want to add new elements within this box. So you can just click on this grid icon on the top left, and you will have all the elements and widgets loaded. In here, let's take this heading. It will add a text. From here you can triple click this text and change the text like Jim, Fahad, digital, and also on the left side you can change the text from this field. Alright, now let's say you want to change the text color in here. So let's click on this style tab, and by default this text is having a bluish color. So here in the text color you can see this color is here. You can click here and you can change the color like this. I'm gonna make it white. And also we have the typography for this text. You can click on this pencil icon to open the typography. From here you can choose any Google font and it's all free. So one of my favorite font is Poppins font. So I'm just gonna search or type the Poppins and it will suggest the font. I'm gonna select this and it will become the Poppins font instantly. Then here on the font size you can of course change the size like this, or you can put the custom value. Then we have the font weight. In weight you can make your text lighter or bolder. The lower number will make it thinner and the higher number will make it bolder. So I'm just gonna make it 600, which is semi-bold. And we have this transform option. From here you can make your text fully uppercase like this, or fully lowercase like this, or you can capitalize your text. So I'm gonna keep it default. Then here we have text decoration. In here you can make your text underline, overline, and line through like this. Then we have the line height property. In here you can make your text line bigger or smaller like this. Then we have the letter spacing. With the letter spacing we can literally add space between each of our letters like this. And similarly we have word spacing. With this we can add space between each of our words. Cool, right? Alright, so I'm gonna select it like this and I'm gonna hit the backspace to make it default like this. And then also we have the alignment. With the alignment, if you choose the center, it will become the centered within this box, or you can choose right, left. So I'm gonna make it center. Also I want to make this text vertically center. So to do that I'm gonna select this black container or black element, and from the layout I'm gonna make the justify content option from here and select this center to make it all items inside center. I'm gonna explain you this little deeper in few moments. For now let's add some other elements like this text editor underneath this heading. In here we are having a demo text as a text editor. You can change your text. I'm gonna keep it like this for now. Then of course in the style you can make it align center. Then text color you can change it like this. And also this has a typography. You can control the size. It has all the options like this heading has. Alright, now let's add another element from here. Let's add this button underneath this paragraph or text editor. In the button here you can change this text like learn more instead of click here. And we have link option here. With this link option you can put any link like http://jimfahaddigital.com, and then whenever a user will click on this button, this will take them to this exact link. Cool, right? Now to style this button we have to go to the style tab. Then from here I'm gonna make it align center. To make it center, then this button also have the typography. From here I'm just gonna make it Poppins, and let's control the size like this. And in here you can choose the background color of this button. In here it's having a green color. You can make it whatever you like. Alright, now let's say you want to add some space between elements, like you want to push this button more to the bottom. In this case let me introduce the advanced tab on this panel. In the advanced tab you have many advanced options like position, CSS classes, and many more. We'll just learn about this later in this tutorial. So for now let's focus on this margin and this padding property here. From here let's unlink this margin value and it will all become 0. Then for example on the top if we add 50, you see instantly it's added some space on the top, on the bottom. And if we add some margin on the bottom like 50 pixel, it will also add the margin on the bottom. Alright, so let's make it 0 and let's try this padding property. So let's unlink it, and now if we add 50 pixel on the top, you see it added the same space on the top. Although it works like same, but it's not the same property. It has different work cases. We'll learn this later in this tutorial in depth. So for now, remember you can add space between elements specifically like this with using the margin property and padding property under advanced tab. Alright, now let's say you don't like an element inside and you want to delete this. So what can you do is right click on this pencil icon on the element you like, right click, and you will find the delete option here. Click on this delete and it will instantly delete it from this box. Just right click and delete. And if you want to delete this whole part or this whole box, you can click on this cross icon and it will be all deleted, including the element inside. And if you want to undo your action, you can click Ctrl plus Z to undo your action or Ctrl plus Y to redo your actions. Alright, so to summarize the basic concept here, if you select an element, you get 3 tabs. One is layout, where you can edit basic stuff. Then we have the style, where you can style the element, color, or add some background color. Then we have the advanced tab, where you can add spaces and many advanced stuff. Alright, so let's delete everything from here. And now I'm gonna make you familiar with a very important concept in the Elementor page builder, which is Flexbox concept. With the Flexbox, you can create any layout or structure of your website all by yourself. So it will be super important to you to learn and practice the Elementor Flex concept. So let's pay attention here. So from here, under this layout, we have a container widget. You can drag and drop this container, or you can click on this plus icon and click on this Flexbox. Then here we have many structures like column directed structure, row directed, and many advanced layouted structure like this. But most commonly used structures are this column directed one and this row directed one. So let's select this column directed first, and you know it will add a basic box, and then from the line height and then from the min height, I'm gonna just make it 700 pixel. Then inside this container, let's go to widgets. I'm gonna add another container, and once we add a container inside a main container, the inner container will be called the child container, and this main container will be called parent container. So for your better understanding, I'm gonna just color these containers. So under the style, under the background color, I'm gonna make it a blue color but very light like this. And now I'm gonna select this child container and I'm gonna make it blue but a little bit deeper like this. Let me just adjust the parent container. Alright, like this. Now let's select this child container, and under the layout tab, in here first of all, let's make the content width full width, and we have this width property here. This width property controls the width or the wideness of the element. I'm gonna select the pixel property from here to give it a very specific value like 250 pixel. Then I want exactly same container as this child container, so we can right click on this container and click on this duplicate, and it will have exactly same container. I want another one, so duplicating again. So basically inside this parent container, we are having these 3 child containers. Then let's select the parent container, and under the layout, earlier we have used this justify content property. So as you know, if we select this center, it will make the inner content centered vertically, or if we make it end, it will align the inner items to the end. So let's keep it center, and then we have aligned items. It's currently by default start. We can make it to the end to make it all the way to the right, and we can make it center to make it horizontally centered. Then we have the gaps. With the gaps, we can control the space between the elements or the child containers. And then I'm gonna make you familiar with this direction property. It's currently column vertical. Now it's time to make you familiar with this direction property. It's currently at column vertical, which we have chose when we are adding the container. If we make it row direction, it will order inside elements totally horizontally. Make it column to make it order vertically and row to make it horizontally. If you get this parent container and child container relationship, you can create any layout or any structure on your website using Elementor Page Builder. And now let's add a new element. Let's add this button, but inside this child container, and also let's select this child container, the blue one, and let's just make it little bit longer. So we have added the button. You can call this button child of a child container, because this blue one is already a child container of this parent container. So this is a child of a child container. And I'm gonna show you an interesting thing. So let's select this parent container, the main one. And if we make it justify content start and align item center or end, you can see the button is not affected by the changes on the main container, because this button is the immediate child container of this blue container, but not immediate child container of this main container. And all the three child containers are the immediate child containers of this main container. So any changes on the main container is affecting the position of these blue containers. And inside these blue containers, let's select the middle one. And if we make it justify content center and align item center, you can see it's aligning the inside button accordingly. Alright, so this was the basic example of how the Flexbox concept works. If you want to master the Elementor Flexbox, you can become a pro designer in the Elementor. So if you are confused by something or didn't get anything, you can just rewatch 3 to 5 minutes back, and I believe you will get everything clearly. Otherwise, I think it's enough theoretical talking, because I like more practical stuff rather than theoretical stuff. So let's just delete this whole box, and we're gonna make our full landing page step by step. And now we're gonna make our landing page practically step by step from scratch. And one thing here to consider, as you know, this tutorial will be hours long, so if you are ready to invest your next 2-3 hours, then you can watch this full tutorial. But let's say if you don't have such long time, or if you are on a rush and you want your website really fast, instead of watching hours long video, then I have another option for you. You can use ready templates from KitPapa.com. Of course, we will create our landing page step by step from scratch, but the KitPapa.com is for the people who want to create their website seamlessly and also really fast, like within some clicks. So here, let me give you a quick tour of KitPapa.com. We have categories like business, agency, portfolio, freelancer, technology, and apps. This has almost every categories of website you can imagine. So for example, let's go to this technology and apps category. Inside this, we have 12 templates of this category. So from here, let's check this one out. From here, you can buy this template, and you can see it's only around $14, which is super affordable. If you scroll down, you'll see you have all the documentation and all the details, and also a video installation guide for this template. So here, this video is only about 3 minutes. That means you can just watch 3-minute video and you'll have a fully ready template ready to go for you or for your client. And one thing here, you will find it interesting. If you click on this live demo, you can see this website is opened inside a beautiful iframe. From here, you can just interact with this website like normally, and amazingly, you can check the website's responsiveness like this tab mode, the mobile mode, and of course you can visit the full site to experience the real website before you make a purchase, which is great. So let's go back. So you can just buy this one template and make multiple websites or templates out of it by changing some designs and layouts, which is great. And if you are a freelancer or an agency, you can actually grab their buy all package. So let's click here, buy all. You will get full access to all premium kits they have. And as you can see on the top, on this platform, there is limited time discount offer is going on, which is the lifetime access only for $49. And I think that's a great deal, because They have more than 180 templates on their website, and they upload 10 plus kits per month, and you will get all the future products whenever they will upload. So you can just grab their package that's dedicated for the freelancers and agency, because their every single templates are highly professionally made. Using their kits, you can charge your clients couple $1,000 easily, and you're just getting all of these for $49. In my opinion, that's a great win for you. So if you want to get this, click on this grab the deal button, and I recommend you to grab their deal when this limited time discount is going on their platform. Now let's click on the KitPapa's logo, and it will take to their homepage. Then in here on the search box, I'm gonna search PlayZ, and one template will come up. Let's open this, and let's view the live demo from here. And today we're going to make this gorgeous template by using Elementor Page Builder. So let's now go to our dashboard and make our landing page step by step from scratch. And I'm just gonna delete these tabs on the browser, and we're gonna just keep the tabs we need. Now I want to do a simple Elementor settings before jumping right into the step-by-step part. So first I'm gonna do some global settings. So let's click on this hamburger icon on the top left corner, and then click on this site settings. And you'll see many options like this here, but we don't need to go through all of these, we just need few of them. So first of all, let's click on this background option, and from here we're gonna choose a global background color for our whole website. So let's click on this background type classic, and we'll have a color option, and from here we're gonna just type our code, which is 13171A, and as you can see we are having a black color on the whole page. Alright, now let's click on this update before we go back. By clicking the update, you just simply save all the changes you have made in the Elementor Page Builder. So now let's just go back by clicking on this back button, and then the last option we're going to open is this layout option. And in here under this layout settings, we have content width. I'm gonna select all these and delete. Then we're gonna put some custom value like 1300 pixel. Then we have the container padding. In here I'm gonna first of all unlink this value, then I'm gonna add 50 pixel on the right, then 50 pixel on the left. And then we have gaps, and we're gonna make this gap all 0 from the global. Then let's scroll down a bit, and we'll find a breakpoints drop down. Then from here we have active breakpoints. Currently we're having mobile portrait and tablet portrait. I'm just gonna add a new one by clicking on this plus. From here I'm just gonna choose this laptop, and we're done here. So finally let's update the changes. Now Elementor is telling you to reload the page because of this modification on the active breakpoints. So I'm just gonna simply reload now. And lastly I'm gonna click on this additional settings, and this is gonna take us to our dashboard and in the Elementor. From here I'm gonna click on this features tab, then I'm gonna scroll down, and we have a feature is called nested elements. I'm gonna make it active, then I'm gonna scroll all the way to the end, then save the changes. Now I'm gonna close this tab, and we are in the Elementor Page Builder. And that's all for the Elementor global settings. So simple and so easy. Alright, now I'm gonna just close this site settings panel. Then I'm gonna click on this settings icon on the bottom left. Then under the page layout I'm gonna make this Elementor canvas. And after making it Elementor canvas, you see all the contents that was coming from the Hello theme we have installed. All of those are gone because we don't want any distraction while we are designing our landing page. And that's all for our Elementor settings. Now I'm gonna turn on this navigator here, so you can keep your eye on what is going on in this page builder, what we're adding, what we are editing, what we are deleting, everything. I'm gonna just keep it down. So now our plan is to start our landing page from the banner area. We will leave our header and our footer at the end. So after making all this section, we're gonna add our header and our footer. because you will know this way actually everything going to go simple and easy. Alright, now let's jump right into it by dragging a container inside this box. And as you can see in the navigator, we can see this container we have just added here. And I'm gonna double click this container and we're gonna rename this container banner section, as this is going to be our banner section. Then from the left, I'm gonna make our banner section width 1590 pixel, and direction we're gonna make it row. Then justify content, I'm gonna make it space between. Then I'm gonna make this wrap. Then I'm gonna go to the style tab, and from here I'm gonna add a background image as a background of this section. So from here you can choose your image. So if you click it, this will open the WordPress media library where you can upload and manage your images and contents. So currently we're not having any images here. So I'm gonna just click on this upload files, and here you can click on the select files to select your files from the device, or you can open your file explorer and select your images and upload it like this. Now all of our images are being uploaded. By the way, if you want to use the same images I have used in this tutorial, you can just go to the Fahad digital website, and under the important links you will have this download the resources I have used in the tutorial. Just click on this link and you will have a folder called images, and in this images you'll find every single images I have used. And we got all the images uploaded. But one important thing I want to tell you here, in our images we have many images that are in SVG format. It's basically an image format, and by default WordPress doesn't support the SVG image, so make sure you enable them. But you can actually enable them by using Elementor Page Builder. So the way you can enable the SVG format is, let's first of all close this. Click on this hamburger icon. Now click on the site settings. And we're gonna go to the additional settings. Then under the advanced tab, you'll see this enable unfiltered file uploads. In here, make sure you enable this option. This option will allow you to upload any SVG or JSON file. Alright, now let's scroll down and save the changes. Now let's close this tab and let's go back to our Elementor Page Builder, and let's close this panel. And we're back to our builder. Now let's select this, and also I'm gonna turn on the navigator. Now from here, as we have uploaded all the images, now let's choose the image. In here, you see all the images are here. I'll select this image from here. It's called something like slider BG, and I'm gonna click on the select button, and we're having the image inside our banner section as a background. I'm not sure if you can see this yet because it's not that visible right now. Now from here, let's make the background image position, first of all center, then repeat, select no repeat, then display size, select cover, and it will be like this. Then I'm gonna go to advanced tab, and I'm gonna unlink the padding property. Then I'm gonna add padding of 180 pixel on the top, 15 pixel on the right, 54 pixel on the bottom, and 15 pixel on the left. Then here under these CSS classes, I'm gonna type a class which is slider underscore area. We're adding this CSS class here because we want a nice element on our banner which is not achievable by the Elementor Page Builder, which is more efficiently achievable by using some custom codes. So if you have the Elementor Pro version, you can easily add any custom CSS inside this custom CSS dropdown, and inside you can put any code you like. But in case you don't have the Elementor Page Builder Pro, I'll show you an easy trick to add custom codes. You just have to go to the widgets by clicking this grid icon, and from here just search HTML, and you will have this HTML widget. Just drag and drop this, and inside this you will have HTML code option. Now if you go to the JFD website, you will find we have added some custom CSS codes. Here under the slide area CSS, you will find this code snippet. You have to just copy all it like this, copy, and go to the page builder, and in here just paste this. But nothing happened after the pasting of the code, right? So let's go back to the site, and in here if you scroll down a little bit, you will find the slider area class. Before this there was slider area CSS, which is this code, and after that this is slider area class. So let's copy the class and go back here. Then inside the banner, remember we are adding the CSS class in the advanced tab. In here if we select all and paste the class name we have just copied from the site, and it will add a nice border after the banner with a cool shape, which is really hard to achieve without the code. So what happened here, that before it was like slider underscore area, but we have made it slider double underscore then the area. Now it's working fine. You have to always put the correct CSS class in order to make the code properly work. Because I'll just show you in this code, you see inside this code it has a class name which is slider double hyphen then area. You don't need to understand any of this code, but I'm just showing you and letting you know that you have to put the correct CSS which is being used by this custom snippet or code. Alright, now we have our custom element for our banner. Now let's move ahead and add elements inside our banner area. So let's go to widgets. From here I'm gonna drag and drop a container. Then I'm gonna make this container full width. Then width I'm gonna make it 50%. Then I'm gonna go to the advanced tab, and from here I'm gonna make the margin all 0. Then I'm gonna unlink the padding. Then I'm gonna type here 135 pixel on the top, 15 pixel, 0 and 55 pixel. Then inside this container I'm gonna add another container. Then I'm gonna make this container padding 0, and inside this we're gonna need another container, and we're gonna name this container pre-title. Then inside this container we will add a heading. I'm gonna type here live gaming. Now let's go ahead and style this heading, and now let's change the HTML tag to h3. Now let's go ahead and style this heading. Here in the text color I'm gonna type 45 f8 82, and it will give us a nice vibrant green color for our text. Now in the typography I'm gonna search Poppins font and make it Poppins. Then I'm gonna make the font size 20 pixel. Then font weight I'm gonna make it 700, which is bold. Then I'm gonna make the transform to uppercase to make it fully uppercase. Then I'm gonna make the line height. First of all I'm gonna select the EM property instead of the pixel. Then I'm gonna make it 1 EM. Then in the letter spacing I'm gonna make it 4 pixel, and it will add some space between the letters. Then under the advanced tab I'm gonna make the padding all 0. And now we're gonna do one thing with this pre-title container, which is this. We're gonna go to style, and under the background overlay you can add any image just like the background. So I'm gonna choose the background overlay and click on this choose image. In here you will find this image which is text underscore gradient. Then select this. Let's make the position center left. Then repeat, no repeat, display size, contain. And we have the opacity. In the opacity let's type 0.28. Alright, now it's having a background overlay like this. And one thing we have to do is let's go to the advanced tab of this pre-title container, and in the margin first of all unlink, then add 19 pixel on the bottom. Then on the padding let's unlink, then put 17, 0, 17 and 20 pixel. And now overall if we look at it, it added a nice effect on the background of the pre-title. So let's go back. Now let's go to widgets and let's add another heading underneath this pre-title. Make sure you drop this after the pre-title container, not just after this heading. Alright, now let's change our text. This will be our banner's biggest text or the main heading text. So this one will be steaming. Then I'm gonna style this. So in the style tab I'm gonna first of all make the text color fully white, so FFF. Then in the typography I'm gonna search a new font which is Allegria SC. Check out the spelling and select this one. Now in the text size I'm gonna make it 150 pixel. Then font weight I'm gonna make it 700. Then transfer I'm gonna make it uppercase. The line height let's make it 120 pixel. And then we have text shadow here. let's click on this pencil icon. So here in the shadow color, first of all, let's make this hexa. Click on hexa, and you can add simple code. So the code will be simplified. So first of all, I'm gonna make it our green code, which is 45F882. And after this, we're gonna add A and 8. Adding the A8 will make us a transparent color using our main color. Alright, now let's close this color picker, and here in the blur, currently you can see it's having a glowing effect, but we don't want that. So let's make the blur all the way to the 0. Now here in the horizontal, I'm gonna make it -1. Then on the vertical, I'm gonna make it 5. And already you can see how amazing this piece of text is looking. Very cool. Now I'm gonna go to the advanced tab and add some little margin on the bottom, like 21 pixel. And then after this heading, I'm gonna add another heading here like this. Then I'm gonna change the text. In here, I'm just gonna paste my text so I can show you everything very faster. Alright, now let's go to style tab to style this text. Now in here, let's make this text fully white color. Then I'm gonna make the HTML tag H4. Then I'm gonna go to style tab to style this text. Then I'm gonna make the color fully white. Then in the typography, I'm gonna make this Poppins. Then font size, I'm gonna make it 26. Then weight, I'm gonna make it 700. Then line height, let's make it 36 pixel. And letter spacing, I'm gonna make it 5 pixel. It's looking pretty nice. Now let's go to the advanced tab to add some spacing. So let's use the margin. In here on the bottom, I'm gonna add some 33 pixel of margin. Then after this, we want a button in here. So let's drag a button. In the button text, it will be contact us. I'm just pasting my text. Then I'm gonna go to style tab. And from here in the alignment, I'm gonna make it center. You'll know why. Then in the typography, we're gonna add a new font, which is Varlaw, this one. So this is the third font we're using in the site, and this is the last one. So basically, we're using 3 different fonts for our landing page. Alright, now let's make the font size 15 pixel, and font weight, we're gonna make 700, which is extra bold. Then transform, let's make it uppercase, and line height, let's make it 26 pixel, and letter spacing, let's make it 0.8 pixel. Then we have the text color. In the text color, I'm gonna make it 201F24. Then we have the background color. We're gonna make the background color fully transparent, so you can grab this knob or slider and take it all the way to the left to make it all transparent. And after making this transparent, we cannot even see the button, or we can barely see the text inside the button. And there is a solid reason behind this. You will know this in few moments. So let's keep doing everything step by step. So here in the border radius, I'm gonna make it all 0. Then we have the padding property inside the style tab only for the button. Then I'm gonna unlink this padding, and I'm gonna type here 15 pixel, 39 pixel, 15 pixel, and 39 pixel. Then I'm gonna go to the advanced tab, and here I'm gonna select this custom width under this width, and this custom width slider will appear. And from here, I'm gonna make it 200 pixel to make it 200 pixel like this. Then under here we have Z index option. I'm gonna make it 2, and I don't think it's the exact time to explain you what is Z index. We'll be learning this in depth later in this tutorial. For now, we have this CSS classes. Inside this, I'm gonna type btn. Then I'm gonna go back to the JFD website, and I'm gonna scroll down a little bit, and then you will find this button style CSS. Copy the code, all code like this. Then in here, I'll paste the code inside this style tag, but after every code here like this. But we were making our button, but our button is still black like this. We cannot even see the button. I'll tell you, it will all make sense if we go to the content tab, and in here under this icon, I'm gonna choose this middle one, which is upload SVG. From the media library, you have all this SVG we have uploaded earlier with all the images. but the SVGs are separately placed like this. So from here, select this one. It's called border-carb.svg because it's a SVG image format. So I'm gonna insert this media. And after inserting the icon as a SVG, finally the button will gain its face. So basically what we are doing with this button, we took a normal button, but we have used the SVG image and then we have used some custom code to gain this nice and unique button, which is really not easily possible without the custom code. But it actually worth the effort because the button is looking stunning. So once you have the custom code for this button, you can use that code on any button on your any website or landing page. After this button, I want to go to the widgets and add a new container inside. And let's select this container and let's make it 1290 pixel. Then I'm gonna make the direction row. Then in the gaps, I'm gonna make it 60 pixel on the column and row. Then I'm gonna go to the advanced tab and I'm gonna make it margin 0 and padding 0. After that, I want 3 images inside this container. I will add some brand images or brand logos inside this. So I'm just gonna rename this container brands. So you will know what is this container is for. Alright, now let's add an image widget inside this. And from here, you can choose image. Now from the media library, I'm gonna choose this image. This is a brand logo, so let's select. So it will load up an image. Now from here, I'm gonna right click on this image and duplicate the image. And I want one more, so duplicate again. Now I'm gonna select the middle image and from here, I'm gonna change the image. I'm gonna choose this one for the second one. And lastly for this one, I'm gonna choose this one. Alright, now we are having 3 images inside this brand container. Now at this point, I want to show you how you can rearrange items and containers inside a container. So we are having a container in here and inside this container we have this pre-title container. So if we close this container, the pre-title will be hidden within the container, right? But outside this container, we are having 2 headings, this and 1 button, and the last one is the brands. These items are the outside of this container, so when I'm closing this, these are not being hidden with this container. So we're just gonna rearrange by dragging and drop. So how you can exactly do is select this heading, drag this and place it after this pre-title container. Now if we close this container, you see the heading is also being hidden within this container. So I want to do the same with these other containers or elements. So I'm gonna drag it up like this and this button, drag it up and place it like this. Then the brands container, place like this. And if we now close the container, everything is being hidden within this container. Alright. So this is how you can very easily rearrange the containers or elements inside a container. So I'm gonna rename this container our inner container so you can easily differentiate the different containers inside banner section. So again, basically we are having pre-title container, this heading, button and this brand container inside this inner container. You can just rearrange things like this. Alright, now here you can see we have added this brands container or the brand images here, but there is no space between this button and these elements. Although we can easily put some space by using margin on padding like this, but there's an interesting way to do this as well. But we're not gonna do it because there's a reason you will know in few moments. So for now, for a few minutes, let's leave this left bar inside our banner section and let's go to the right side of our banner section. So for now, I'm gonna rename this our left call, and I'm gonna right click this left call and add a new container, and it will add a new container right after this left container. So I'm just gonna rename this one our right call. So this is left column and this is right column, and I'm gonna select this right column, and in here I'm just gonna make it 50% and it will align itself on the same row of this left column. Alright, now inside this right container, I want to add an image which will be our hero image or the main thumbnail of this banner. So I'm gonna drag in an image. Then from here, I'm gonna choose the image from the media library, and this is our hero image. I'm gonna select this. And now, since we are having some space on the bottom of this container, after adding this image, now we can work on this one. So let's select this. And under the Advanced tab, if you scroll down, you will find this position. I'm gonna make this position absolute. And once you make the position absolute for an element, the element takes no space and you can put it anywhere you want in the page. Alright, now let's fix this. So first of all, I'm gonna keep this horizontal orientation to the left. Then I'm gonna keep this horizontal offset to 0. Then I'm gonna make this vertical orientation to bottom. Now I'm gonna make this vertical orientation offset to minus 150 pixel, and it will be nicely placed on the bottom like this. So this is how can you use position absolute to place things. I don't always recommend you to use this, but in some cases you have to use this. Alright, now if you notice one thing here, this big text or the main text is collapsing with this right image on here. This is because we were using 110% zoom in the browser. That's because I wanted to show you everything in little bit big size so you can spot every small elements easily even after you are using a smaller screens, laptops or display. Alright, now at this point this text is little bit bothering us, so we can just reset this to 100% and everything will be fine. So we are almost done creating our banner section. Now I want to add a final thing that will add the gorgeousness in the banner section. So first of all, I'm gonna go to widgets and I'm gonna add a new container. Also, you can right click on this right container and add a new container to do it easily. Sometimes drag and drop can be a little bit complicated when you have many items or many containers inside the page. So we are having 3 containers inside the banner section. One is the left one, other is the right one, and the last one is the new container, and we're gonna rename this shapes. And inside this shapes container, we'll add bunch of images that will float all over the banner section. So let's add images. From here, let's take one, then choose image. And from here, let's select the small one first. It's called slider underscore shape 01. Then select. And with this image, let's go directly inside this advanced tab. And again, we're gonna make this position absolute. And this image will be a spaceless thing inside our page. So after making it position absolute, you have to find that image little bit. So we got it here. Now on the horizontal orientation, I'm gonna keep it left. Then offset, I'm gonna make it, first of all, let's make it percentage property. Then let's make it 23%. And vertical orientation, I'm gonna keep it top. And then offset, I'm gonna make it 70%. Then here in the CSS classes, I'm gonna add a class. It's shapes -1. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select this shapes container and close this. Then I'm gonna drag the shapes container before this container left and container right and see what happened. After replacing the shapes container, this image position actually has been changed, because sometimes the position absolute matters on the placements or arrangements of the containers. So I wanted it here, so I rearranged it here. Then I'm gonna select this image inside this and duplicate the image, because we wanted to add multiple shapes like this. So I'm just gonna duplicate the images. And then let's go to the advanced tab. Then I'm gonna make this horizontal offset 29% and vertical orientation, I'm gonna make it bottom. Then vertical offset, I'm gonna make it 45%. Then here in the CSS classes, I'm gonna make it shapes 2 instead of shape 1. Then I'm gonna duplicate this again And in the advanced tab, I'm gonna change the positions. I'm gonna make it 47% on the horizontal. Then I'm gonna turn the vertical orientation to the top. Then I'm gonna make the vertical orientation 20%. Then I'm gonna make the CSS class shapes 3. Then I'm gonna make the image duplicate again. Then I'm gonna change the image for this one. So I'm gonna open the media library and choose this big image. It's called slider shape 4. Then select. Then let's go to the advanced tab and let's reposition this thing. I'm gonna make it 42 on the horizontal offset, and vertical offset I'm gonna make it 23. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna select this shapes container. Under the layout, under this min height, I'm gonna select first of all this pencil icon, and inside this you can directly type 100%. Then I'm gonna go to the advanced tab and we're gonna use the position absolute on the shapes itself to place everything inside this box. Now we're going to add some custom CSS to achieve nice effects on these elements. So let's go to the JFD link, and from here you will find this banner object CSS. Let's copy all these CSS. And let's go back here, and we have the HTML custom code container inside this. I'm just gonna paste this code after all this, but before this class tag which closes all codes. Paste. And as you can see, the shapes are having a little bit of effects. Now I'm gonna grab this individual images one by one. This one first, and in here under the CSS classes I'm just gonna type shapes. And after I added this class, you'll notice it will start blinking like this. It's all coming from the custom CSS. So let's go to the second image and also type shapes, and this one starts blinking. Then we have the third one, add shapes class, and the last one. Also for the last one I want to replace this a little bit, so 42%, and it will place this image in here. It just stresses the whole thing a little bit. Alright, now in the banner it looks very fulfilled and interesting. And now our banner is looking very amazing and fulfilled with every effect. Now we're gonna make this banner fully responsive. So let's go back here. From the bottom here you have an icon which is responsive mode. Click this icon and you will have a top bar on the top of this page builder. In here we have desktop, laptop, we have just added from the global settings, then the tablet and the mobile portrait. First of all, let's click on this laptop mode to check the responsiveness on the laptop mode. So in the laptop mode we can see we have to work a little bit on things. So I'm first of all gonna select this left call, and from the advanced tab I'm gonna make this padding, first of all unlink this to make it all 0. Then on the top I'm gonna add 90 pixel, and on the left I'm gonna add 15 pixel. After that, let's grab this big heading inside the banner. Then under the style tab in the typography, let's make its font size 94 pixel. Then line height, let's make it 75 pixel, and it's fitting nicely. Then we're gonna grab this text. Then from the style tab we're gonna make this 22 pixel, and the line height, let's make it 31 pixel, and everything looks perfect in the laptop mode. Now let's check the tablet mode by clicking on this tablet mode. So in the tablet mode we just have to bring all the contents to the center, because when your screen is vertical everything looks perfect when it's centered. So let's open this, and first of all let's grab this one, the free title, and first of all under the layout let's make the width 297 pixel, and it will shrink down its width like this. And then under the advanced tab let's make it the align self center to make it all the center. Then let's grab this main heading on the banner, then let's make it alignment center to simply center this text. Now under the typography I want to increase the size of this text on the tablet mode, because right now we have space to make it bigger, and by making it bigger you fulfill the space and it looks good. So I'm just gonna make it 120 pixel. Now I'm gonna grab this one, then simply make it align center. Then we have this button, and under the advanced tab, let's make it align self center. Alright, now every content is placed centered. Then also we can see this button is collapsing with this image, so let's grab this left container. So right now the left container is by default on the top and the right container is on the bottom. So on the left container we can simply add some space, like let's first unlink this margin. Then on the bottom let's add something like 70 pixel, and it will nicely add 70 pixel of margin and push down this right container from the bottom. Alright, now also the padding, I'm gonna make it 0 to shrink down the space from the top. Alright, also if you want, you can just play with the spacing on the elements, like you can add more space on this. You can play with everything since the whole control of this website is in your hand. Alright, now let's open up. As our tablet version is perfect on the banner, now let's click on this mobile portrait to build the mobile version. In here, first of all, I'm gonna select this banner section. Then under the advanced tab, I'm gonna unlink the padding. Then I'm gonna add padding of 160 pixel on the top, and on the right 20 pixel, bottom 55, and on the left 20 pixel. And after that I'm gonna select this free title, and under this style tab I'm gonna decrease the font size of it like 78 pixel. Then I'm gonna grab this big text and let's decrease the font size, so let's make it 60 pixel, and then let's make the line height 60 pixel as well, and it will look pretty like this in the mobile mode. Now we can say our website is fully responsive on the laptop mode, tablet mode, and mobile mode. Amazing. Now let's close this responsive bar from the top by clicking this close, and let's open the panel. Now we can say our stunning banner section is fully ready. Although making this was a little bit complex, but this actually worth the effort. Alright, now let's move ahead and make our next section, which is going to be our features section. So let's scroll down and let's take a container and drop it here. By the way, we have this custom code container, so I'm just gonna rename it so you can easily differentiate from the other containers. So I'm just gonna type custom code, and I'm just gonna add some other characters like this, and I'm gonna close this, and finally I'm gonna drag it all the way to the bottom so it stays always on that bottom. And now we have added our new container, which is our features section. Let's rename this as our features section. Then here, first of all, I'm gonna make this 1597 pixel, then direction row, then justify content center, then wrap, then I'm gonna make this padding 100, 0, 70, then 0 pixel. Then inside this I want another container, so I'm dragging it in, and I'm gonna rename this container a card. Then here in the card section I'm gonna make this, first of all let's make this percentage property, then let's make it 33.333%. I'm really going very specific to make it pixel perfect. Now let's go ahead in the advanced tab, and in the margin on the bottom let's add some margin of 30 pixel, and then padding let's make it 18.5 pixel on the right, then 18.5 pixel on the left. And also in the layout let's just make it direction row. Alright, now inside this card I want to add another container, and I'm gonna rename this container card inner. Then I'm gonna make it direction row. Then under the style tab I'm gonna add a background color. Select this classic, and in the color let's make it 1-2 1A 2-3. Then we have this background overlay. Let's open this. We can also add background color in this, as you know. So in here I'm gonna select this gradient instead of this classic. So gradient, and we will have two color option. One is here and the other is second color. So on the first color I'm gonna type 0C 0E 1-2. Then I'm gonna type on the second color 1F29355C. And then on the angle, I'm gonna make it 360 degree, and I'll make this opacity to 1, and it will give us a nice gradient color on this background. Then let's go ahead in the advanced tab and let's make this padding 20 pixel on each side, 20 pixel on every side. Also, I want to do one thing. From the style tab of this container, I'm gonna open this border, then I'm gonna select this border type to solid, and I'm gonna type here 1. Then here in the border color, I'm gonna type 4C 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 33. It will add a semi-transparent color as a border color of this box, so it will add a nice little border around this box, as you can barely see it. Now in the border radius, with the border radius you can make a box roundy like this. For example, I made it 100% on each side, so on each side it's 100% round, but we don't want that much, so we'll just make it 8 pixel, and it will give us a tiny little bit of roundness here. Alright, now inside this card inner, I want to add another container. Then I'm gonna make its width 190 pixel. Then let's make the padding just 20 pixel on the right. Then inside this, I'm gonna add an image widget, and let's choose the image. I'm selecting this one. Now after this container, inside this card inner, I'm gonna right click and add a new container to add a new container after this. Then I'm gonna make this full width. Then here in the width, I'm gonna select this custom width, and it will come up like this. We will type here calc first bracket 100%, then space minus space 190 pixel, and close it with bracket. So this is a CSS rule. This CSS rule uses the calc function to dynamically calculate the width of an element. In this case, it's subtracting 190 pixels from 100% container's width. So it's a handy way to ensure responsive design, allowing the elements to adjust based on the available space. Actually, you don't have to fully understand this. If you are just learning, you can just follow my instruction and it will be work properly for you. Alright, then under the advanced tab, let's make it padding all 0. Then inside this, I want a heading. Let's change the heading. I'm just gonna paste my text, and let's make this HTML tag h4. Then under the style, I'm gonna make the color fully white, so FFF. Then typography, I'm gonna search the font Barlow. Then let's make the font size 20 pixel, font weight 700. Then transform, let's make it uppercase to make it fully uppercase. Then line height, let's make it 24 pixel, and letter spacing, let's make it 0.5. Then under the advanced tab, let's make the margin 15 pixel on the bottom. By the way, let's go back a little bit and select this container on the left side, first container under the card inner, and from here, first of all, let's make it full width, then make it 190 pixel, and it will have a specific value and a specific width. Then after, let's go back here, and inside this container, after this heading, I want to add a new container. Make sure you add this container after this heading inside this container. So as this container is more inner container, so I'm just gonna rename it cont in a short way, so it will be more understandable. Then I'm gonna make this container direction row. Then let's make it align items center. Then I'm gonna make the gap 10 pixel on the column and row. Then let's go to the advanced tab, and in the margin, I'm gonna make it 20 pixel on the bottom. Then padding, I'm gonna make it 0. Alright, so good so far. Now inside this container, I want to add an image widget, and I'm gonna select this image. For this, you scroll down, you'll find this image, little one. It's called NFT underscore avatar. Select this one. Alright, after this, I'm gonna go to the widgets and search for an widget which is called icon list, and let's drag this icon list exactly after this image like this. Alright, now from here I'm just gonna delete all of the items except the first one, and inside this I'm gonna type a name, Alex Max, and after this we have this icon, but we don't need an icon, so let's just delete it by clicking on this trash icon, and it will be only the name with this avatar. Now let's go to Style tab and let's open the text drop down. In here we have typography. In here let's make it Barlaw, then 18 pixel, then 600 font weight, and then let's first make this line height EM property, then 1.2 EM. Then we have the color for this text. Let's make it ADV0BC, and it will have a nice color which is properly working with this background. Then after this we're gonna add a heading exactly like this, and we're gonna follow a trick here. We don't want any text with this heading, but I'm gonna show you what we want. I'm just gonna type letter L, which is small letter. Then under this Style tab, in the color I'm gonna make it 434343. Then in the typography I'm gonna search Barlaw. Then font size, let's make it 12 pixel, then let's make the width 500. And now check this out how it's looking. We just did a little trick to achieve this tiny little separator or border using a heading. Alright, now let's go to Advanced tab, and in the padding let's unlink, and on the right let's make it 8 pixel, and on the left let's make it 12 pixel. Then after this I'm gonna add another heading. Here we had to place it here because it can be harder to put this big text after the tiny border, so first place it like this and drag this heading after this heading, which is our tiny border. So let's change our text. Here I'm just gonna type creator, and under this style let's make the color 7A 7A 7A. Then typography, let's make it Barlaw. Then the size, let's make it 12 pixel, and font weight, let's give it 600. Then let's make the transform uppercase, and line height, let's make it EM, then 1.2 EM. And it's looking pretty nice. And before moving ahead, I'm gonna select this one once again, and under the Style tab we can just add some border radius. Like I'm gonna grab this image under this container, and in the style we can actually add some border radius like 8 pixel to make it round, and it's matching with this box. And the roundness actually give us a sense of friendliness in our elements. So let's just go back, and after this creator box let's add another container like this. Make sure you add the container exactly after this cont container. So since it is the same, so I'm gonna rename it cont. And also let's make it direction row, and justify content, I'm gonna make it space between, then aligned center. Then I'm gonna make the padding 14 pixel, 50 pixel, 14 pixel, and 50 pixel. Also we can go to the Style tab, and under the border I'm gonna add this border type solid. Then inside this I'm gonna type 1, and this border color, let's make it 4C 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 and 80. And it will make this box with this border like this. Then here we're gonna add the border radius 8 pixel, and it will become a nice round box with the border. And inside this box I'm gonna add a text editor. Inside this, let's first of all delete all the dummy text, and let's put our own text, this. Now what I want to do is here I'm gonna select this ETH text, and if your toolbar is not open, make sure you click on this to open the toolbar, and click on this text color. Then in here from the custom color you will get to choose your custom color. So I'm gonna choose FFBE18, and it will make us a orange type of color, and let's click OK, and it will become the orange color specifically. Alright, now let's go to Style tab, and let's style our whole text. In here let's make the color fully white. So after making the text white, only this text is becoming white because we already colored that orange text on our text editor. Now let's open the typography, and in here let's search Barlow. Then let's make the font size 18 pixel, then font weight 600, then line height, select the EM and 1 EM. Now it's looking pretty. Now after this, I want to add a button. So from the widgets, let's drag a button exactly after this text. Now in here, let's change the text. I'm gonna type vid. Then I'm gonna choose an icon. So I'm gonna select it from our icon library. Click on this and let's search arrow, and you will find this arrow, which is long arrow right. Let's insert this. And let's choose this icon position on the right to place the icon on the right. Then icon spacing, I'm gonna select 10 pixel. Then under this style tab, in the typography, I'm gonna choose Barlow font family. Then size, I'm gonna make it 18 pixel. Then font weight 600 and line height 1 EM. Then we have background color. In the background color, I'm gonna make it FFVE18 to get the same orange color we have with this text. Also we have the text color, of course, so let's make it 201F24. So the text blends nicely with this background color of this button. And also in the hover color of this button, on hover it should be other color, so in the background of this hover I'm gonna make it 45F882. And as you can see on the hover, we're having this nice effect. Alright, now let's go to the padding here. Let's make the padding unlinked. Then let's make it 11 pixel on the top, 14, 11 and 14 pixel. As we can see inside this border, this first text is little bit off to the top. So let's select this and we can simply add some margin on the top like 10 pixel to fix it easily. And it will be nicely centered. Alright. Now we are having our one single card. Now I'm gonna close this card container and right click, then duplicate. I want to duplicate again. So basically we are having 3 cards inside this features section. Now we are gonna do one thing. Select this single card. Let's select this first one, and from here, instead of this content width box, we're gonna make this content width full width. And then our value was 33.333 like this, and we're just gonna copy this card, the first one, and paste the style on the other ones. And once we do it, we have our 3 cards ordered horizontally in a single container. Now let's change the inner contents. For example, this image, for this one let's select this one. Then you can change the name or the text value like this. Now for this one let's select this one, and then text, let's just randomize it. Alright, so we are having nice cards on our features section, and you can see how catchy it's looking on your eye. Now it's time to make it fully responsive, so let's turn on the responsive mode, and on the top bar let's check the laptop mode. In here let's select the individual cards again. The first card. From here I'm gonna select this percentage property, then I'm gonna make it 50%. Then I'm gonna copy this card container and paste the style on the each card containers, and it will be beautifully placed like this in the laptop. Only thing we want to do is we have to leave some space between these cards vertically like this one. So on the margin of this first card I'm gonna unlink this, and on the bottom I'm just gonna type 30 pixel here. And also let's select the second card, and also let's add margin of 30 pixel here, and it will add a nice margin or spacing after this. So in the laptop mode it's looking perfect. Now let's go ahead and check the tablet mode. From here, first of all I'm gonna select this features section. Then in the width here I'm gonna make it 540 pixel first. Then I'm gonna select the each card. Then under the layout I'm gonna select this percentage property, then I'm gonna make it 100%, and also for this one. Now the each card is taking the full width of this box or this section, so it is looking perfect. Now let's check it on the mobile mode. In the mobile mode, the layout is perfect, but let's edit the small contents here. So let's open. In here, let's select this image container, this one. From here, let's add some margin on the bottom, like 20 pixel. And also here, we have padding on the right here, but we don't need the padding on the right here because it's all vertical and everything will be centered. So I'm just gonna make it the padding 0 to make the image aligned on the center. Now let's select this title. Also for this title, let's make it center. And also let's select this one, this container. And from here, let's make it justify content center to align everything centered. Alright, perfect. Now let's copy the style of this cards container and close this card and open the second card and paste it. Or you can just paste the style, or you can just select everything one by one and fix it like this. This text center, this container justify content center, and every cards in the mobile mode is looking perfect. Alright, now let's go back and let's close this responsive mode. And now we can say we have created our features section perfectly and it's 100% responsive. Now let's move ahead and make our next section, which will be our about section. Alright, now let's close this features sections container to have a clean view. Now I'll add a new container and let's rename this about section. And of course, I'm gonna drag this custom code all the way to the end. And then let's work on this about section now. In here, I'm gonna make this direction column. Then under the style tab, I'm gonna choose a background image. In here, you'll find this image in your media library. It's called something like area_bg01. Select this. And in here, image position, let's make it top center. Then repeat, no repeat. Then display size cover. Then I'm gonna make this container's padding 130 pixel, then 15 pixel, 130 pixel, and 15 pixel. Inside this about section, I want to add another container, and I want to rename this container our section heading because I will keep the section headings inside this container. So now inside this container, I want a heading. This heading will be our free title, so let's change the title. It will be know about us. Let's make this H3. Then align center, then color, let's make it 4:5, F8, 8:2. Then typography, let's make it Poppins, 14 pixel, 600 font weight, transform uppercase, line height 1 em, and 2 pixel of later spacing. Then let's add another heading after this heading, and this will be our section title. So I'm gonna paste my text. Then let's make this text align center and let's make the color all the way to the white color. Also on this heading widget, let's add some margin like 7 pixel from the bottom, so it will leave some space on the bottom. Now let's go back to this, and typography, let's make it Barlow, font size 45 pixel, and font weight, let's make it 800, which is extra bold. Then the line height, let's make it 54 pixel, the later spacing 1 pixel, and it will become nice like this. Then we have a little bit of CSS snippet for this one, so I'm gonna go to the website and you'll find this title style CSS. From here, just copy this, go back here, then after this CSS, leave some space, and before this style tag, which closes the whole code, paste that code. And from here, it has a title style class. Copy this, and inside this heading, under the advanced tab, let's just paste the CSS class, and it will add a nice separator after this text. Alright, and then I'm gonna select this section heading, and under the advanced tab, I'm gonna work on the margin a little bit. So I'll link this. Let's make it 60 pixel from the bottom. Then padding, let's make it 50 pixel on the right and 50 pixel on the left. Now after this, I want to add a heading, so close this and click on add new container, and it will add a container after this. And let's make it boxed. Then let's make the direction row. justify content center and gap, let's make it 20. Then here in the margin, I'm gonna make this 40 pixel on the bottom. Then inside this container, I want to add button. So let's drag in a button. In here, let's change the button text. And then under the icon, I'm gonna choose this upload SVG again. Then I'm gonna select this one. It's called shapeborder.svg. Then insert. Then under this style tab, I'm gonna open this typography, change the font, Barlow, size 20 pixel, font weight 700, and transform uppercase. Then 1 em of line height, then 0 pixel of letter spacing. Then in the color, text color, I'm gonna make it fully white. Then background color, I'm gonna make it fully transparent. Then border radius, I'm gonna make it all 0. Then we have padding here, I'm gonna make the padding 16 pixel, 35 pixel, 16 pixel, and 35 pixel. Then let's go under the advanced tab. Then let's make this align self to the start. And under the CSS classes, let's type btn space btn-1, and I'm gonna make this z index 2, and your button will become magically like this. Actually, there is no magic trick here. It's all about the custom CSS we are using. This time we didn't have to put the custom CSS again because we have already added the custom CSS for the buttons for our banner here. Alright, so from here I'm gonna go to style and do one thing. I'm gonna click on this hover, and since it doesn't have a hover effect, I'm gonna add a hover effect. On hover, text color will be 201F2A. Then the background color will be 45F882, and then the hover effect will look like this. It's pretty nice. Now I want another button here, so I'm just gonna duplicate this button and we'll get another. In here I'm just gonna paste my text. And now under the advanced tab, instead of the btn1, I'm just simply gonna make it 2, and it will change its color to this color. Pretty nice. And also we have to work on this hover. So in the hover, instead of this green color, I want to add ffbe18, and the color will be nice like this. Now inside our about section, I want to add a very advanced widgets. So let's go to widgets and search tabs, and you will find this. I'm gonna drag it in after this container of the buttons. Now currently we're having a tab widgets or tab element. Inside this, by default you get tab 1, tab 2, and tab 3. And how the tab works is very simple. On the top you have these buttons, you can call it filter buttons of this tab, and after this you have the main contents of the tab. So by selecting the different tabs, you will load the different contents. To give you an example quickly, I'll just add a heading inside the first tab container, and if we click on the second tab, and from here I'm gonna add this text. Then here this one, and you can change the text like normally. I'm writing tab 1, tab 2, and tab 3. So when you click on the tab 1, it loads the tab 1 content. When you click tab 2, it loads the content with it, and on the tab 3 it loads the content, right? So you get the idea. Now I'm gonna undo this, and we'll get back our empty canvas again. Inside here, inside this you can put literally anything from the Elementor widgets, so it works like a normal built-in container. Alright, so now we're gonna start adding contents inside this, but before that I'm gonna select these tabs, and in here we can see we have 3 tabs, 1, 2, and 3, also 3 buttons here. I want to change this button style and look first. So first of all, I need 4 buttons instead of the 3, so I'm gonna click add tab, and it will add the tab number 4. Then I'm gonna start with the tab number 1, and I want an image for my tabs. So from here I'm gonna upload the SVG as icon. From here we're having some profile image here. From here I'm gonna select this one for the first one, and I want to remove this title of this tab, so it will be only the image. And for the second one, remove the title, upload this SVG. Then number 3, delete the text, upload this SVG. And the last one, I'm gonna use this image, and it will load up the images like this. But we're gonna style these images and make it look beautiful. So let's go to the style tab. First of all, I'm gonna make this gap between tabs 35 pixel. Then we have distance from content, we're gonna make it 50 pixel. Then we have background here. I'm gonna make the background 6 Fs, 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 2 0, so it will give us a transparent color. Then I'm gonna make the border type solid, and I'm gonna select the width 1 pixel. Then border color, I'm gonna make it E3 B1 7D. Then we have the border radius. I'm gonna make it, first of all, select the percentage, then make it 50%, so it will be fully rounded. Then I'm gonna make the padding 0. Then let's open this icon tab. Then let's make this icon size 77 pixel, so it will make the images bigger. Then under the advanced tab, here I'm gonna add a custom CSS class, and it's just tabs. And I'm gonna go to the website where the CSS is placed. Now I'm gonna search for this tab section CSS. Then I'm gonna copy all of them like this, copy, and come back here and paste it in your HTML custom code like this. And you see instantly we are having a nice style on the tabs filter buttons. So still we have to work little bit on these buttons, so I'm gonna select the tabs again, this tabs. Then under this style, kindly you can see on the hover on this button, it's little bit moving or flickering. So I'm gonna click on this hover for this button. Then I'm gonna select the border type solid, and if we hover, now it's perfectly fine. And also in the hover, let's remove the background color by making it fully transparent. And then on the active tab, I'm gonna make this border tab actually this dashed. So if we click on this button, it will be dashed, the border will be dashed like this. Alright, now our filter button looks like this, and it's amazing. And now it's time to add the contents inside the main area here. So first of all, I'm gonna select this tab 1 from here directly. Then I'm gonna make it full width. Then I'm gonna make it direction row. Then under this advanced tab, I'm gonna make the padding 50 pixel on the top. Then inside this, I'm gonna add a new container. Then I'm gonna make it full width. Then here I'm gonna make it 41.66. Then inside this, I want to add an image widget. So here I'm gonna choose the image. I'm gonna choose this one for the first one. After adding the image, I'm gonna close this container and add a new container after this. And here, after making it full width, let's make it 58.33%. Then here I'm gonna make it direction row. Then I'm gonna make this wrap. Then inside this container, I want another one, and I'm gonna make it full width. Then I'm gonna make it 56%. Then here I'm gonna make the margin 30 pixel on the bottom. Then let's make the padding 50 pixel on the right. Then inside this, I want to add a heading widget. So heading. Then I'm gonna make it H4. Then I'm gonna make the color FFF. Then typography, I'm gonna make it Barlow. Then size 30 pixel, font weight 700, then 36 of line height. Then I'm gonna make the margin 18 pixel on the bottom. And of course, we're gonna change the text. As this is the demo text, we're gonna change it to this human game. After this, I want to add another heading, and let's change the text to rate 50%. So let's make it H4. Then I'm gonna go to the style tab, and color, I'm gonna make it FFB F18. Then typography, I'm gonna make it Barlow. Then 20 pixel, 600, then 36 of line height. Then here in the margin, I'm gonna make it 18 pixel on the bottom. Then after this, I want to add a text editor. And after this, I want to add a text editor. And inside this, I'm gonna increase the dummy text. And now from the style, let's make the color AD B0 BC. Then I'm gonna open the typography, change the font to Poppins. Then size, let's make it 16 pixel, and font weight, let's keep it 400, and line height, let's make it 28 pixel. And from here, grab this container, under this container, and add a new container after this. And on this container, make sure it's full width. Then let's make it 44%, and it will be on the top on the same row as these ones. Alright, now inside this container, I want to add a container, and let's rename this container item. Then let's make a direction row, then align items center. Then in the margin, let's make it all 0. Then on the bottom, let's make it 11 pixel. Then padding, I'm gonna make it 7, 13, 7, and 13 pixel. Then in here, I'm gonna add a CSS class, which is in here. Copy this CSS class. This is about content list, and just paste it here. And it will have a nice gradient color as a background. And also it will have an animation on hover. Cool, right? Now inside this animated box, I want to add an image. Now let's choose the image. Select this one for the first one. Then in here under the style, I want to select the style. I want to make the width, choose pixel and make it 45 pixel. Then on the advanced, let's add 30 pixel of margin on the right. Then after this, I want to add a heading after this. Then let's change it to this text, and also let's make it H4. And under this style, let's make the color ADB0 BC. Then typography, let's make it this. Size 16 pixel, and font weight 700. Then line height 28 pixel. And overall, it will be an item like this, which animates on hover. Now we're gonna click this, select this item, and duplicate. Duplicate 2 times, and we're gonna have 3 of them. Then let's change the images. I'm gonna choose this one. Then also let's change the text. Then this image, choose this one. Also this text. Alright, now it works nicely. Alright, now after this part, I want to add one more part, so close all this to make it cleaner. Now notice here, inside on this right container, there is 2 more container. One is this and one is this. I want you to add another container after this, so right click here and add a new container. And it will add a new container on the bottom. Then I'm gonna make a direction row, align items, make it end. Then gaps, let's make it 7 pixel. Then here, let's make the padding 0. Then inside this, I want a button. Let's change the button. Then under the style tab, let's make the alignment justified. Then let's make the typography, change the font to Berlow. Then size, let's make it 16 pixel. Then font weight 700, and transform uppercase, and line height 1 EM. Alright, now we have the text color. Let's make it 1D B0 BC. Then we have the background color. Let's make it 1F2935, and it will simply make this color like this. And lastly, the padding, let's make it 25, 30, 25, and 30 pixel. And the button will be a little bit thicker. And now under the advanced tab, select this width to custom width, and in here let's type 33.33%, and the button will be like this. But there is more to do with this button, so let's go to the custom CSS website. From here, let's copy this tab button gradient. Now in here in this button, let's just paste the style, and it will have a nice gradient color as a background of this button. Now I want more of this button in this container, so I'm gonna duplicate and I'll just change the text. Now I'm gonna give some simple finishing inside this section. Like, let's select this container on the right side, and under the advanced tab, let's make the padding 0. And on this container, under this container, I'm gonna make it margin all 0 first, then I'm gonna add just 15 pixels on the right. And lastly, I'm gonna grab this whole tabs. Now select this tab, the first one or the single one inside these tabs, and under the advanced tab in the CSS class here, let's go to the website, and under the tab section classes you will find this class tab content. Paste it here, and if you close it, you'll see a nice border effect is hanging here. Alright, now we are having a single tab contents here. So if we click on the second content, nothing will be shown because there is nothing yet. We have just added one container or one content inside our first tab. So how we can easily duplicate this all contents to the other tabs, as there is no straightforward way to copy it or paste it like this. So what we have to do is click on these tabs, then on the content we have to delete all of this except the first one. So currently we are having single tab after deleting all of this. Now from here we want to duplicate this tab like this. Duplicate it until you get 4 of them, and now just go to the individual one and change the icon. For the second one, I'm gonna choose this one. Then we got the third one, let's select this one, and lastly this one, and we get our tab filter buttons back with the content inside. Alright, now our only job is to change the images and some contents on each tab. Alright, so for this one I'm gonna select this image, then for this one select this image, and for the last one we're going to choose this. Alright, now we are having our amazing about section or the tab section perfectly done. How amazing it's looking, right? Alright, now it's time to make it fully responsive as well. Let's check the laptop mode. In the laptop mode, I don't see any changes we have to do. It's perfect. Now in the tab mode, we need to just adjust simple things. So let's select this first. So first of all, let's select the whole about section. Then under the layout, let's make the width 720 pixel. Then let's select this tabs, and under this let's select this tab 1, and in the layout let's make it wrap. Then inside a single tab we'll grab individual containers. So we have 2 containers, one is this, second one is this. So first of all let's make it percentage and make it 100%. Then the second one also do the same, 100 pixels, so it can take the full space of the width. And also for this image I'm gonna make it 100% to take all of the space, and select this images container under this tab 1, and under the padding let's make it all 0 to fit it perfect. Then from the container we can just make some space like 30 pixels on the bottom to separate the things. Also if you want, you can select these tabs, and under the style you can control the distance from the content and the filter button. I'm just gonna leave it like this. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and check the mobile. In the mobile mode, it looks quite messy, so let's start with this about section container. In here, let's make the padding 0, then 75, then 20, 75, and 20 pixel. Then let's select this section heading. In here, I'm gonna make the padding 0. Then I'm gonna grab this big text or the section title, and I'm gonna make the size a little bit smaller, like 35 pixel, and line height 39 pixel. And then finally, let's grab these tabs, and under the content, let's open these additional settings. From here, we have this breakpoint option. Under the breakpoint, it has the mobile portrait. So at this screen size, which is mobile, it's getting breaked. Like how it's working, I'll show you. It's placing the filter buttons like this. If you open this, other one closes and other one reopens. So this is a bit messy. We'd like to do a different way. So from the breakpoints, we're gonna make it breakpoints none. And it will place the buttons like this, and it will work normally like before. Alright, now finally let's go to the style tab, and on the distance from the content, we'll make it 0, and it will look pretty nice on the mobile mode as well. Here we have to do work, so let's open this. First of all, let's select this one, and if you make this padding of the container 0, it will become good. Then let's select this container with buttons. Then we'll select these buttons, and from the style tab, earlier we have added the custom width, which is 33%. Now we're gonna do it full width. And it will become nicely fitted 100% of this width. And one last thing, let's select this container, and from the advanced tab, let's add some margin on the bottom, like 20 pixel, and it will be all perfect on the mobile mode. Alright, we have just completed our nice about section. Now let's go ahead and make our next section. So now we're gonna make our carousel section. So let's take a container, and let's of course put the custom code on the bottom, and then we're gonna rename this container carousel section. Then we're gonna make this content width to full width, then direction column, and then let's go to advanced tab, and here in the padding, let's add 130 pixel of padding on the bottom. Now inside this section, let's go to widgets and search carousel, and you will see this carousel. Add it to your container. So inside this carousel, you get some inner items like this. Inside each items, you can add anything like containers or images, and that can be played as a slider or carousel. So first of all, let's open this navigation drop down from here and turn off this navigation arrow, this one and this one, like this, because we don't want that. Then let's work on these sliders. Then let's go to style tab. In here, for the gap between slides, I'm gonna make it 30 pixel. Then let's open this pagination drop down. In here, I'm gonna make this pagination size 8 pixel. Then we have this color. I'm gonna make this color 45 F8 82. Then we have this space from slides. From here, make sure you select the custom, and in here in the spacing, let's make it 60 pixel. Now let's go under the advanced tab, and here in the margin, let's unlink the value. Then on the right, let's add 410, and on the left also minus 410, and everything will be a little bit stretched from the left and from the right, because the minus margin is pulling the element or the carousel from the left and right. Alright, now let's work on this inner part or each sliding elements. So in here, I'm gonna go to widgets, and I'm gonna add an image. let's change the image. For this one, I'm gonna choose this. Then under this style tab, I'm gonna make this image 100%. Then height, make sure you make it 100%. Then here we have this object fit, I'm gonna make it cover. Then on the border type, let's select solid, and border width, I'm gonna make it 8 pixel. Then border color, I'm gonna make it 2C3137, and it should add a nice border around this image. Then scroll down and we have this box shadow. Let's open this. In here, let's select the color. First of all, let's select this hexa color to simplify the color code. Let's make it 6 zeros, 1 2 3 4 5 6, then 7 3, and it will add a semi-transparent color. Then let's close this color, and on the horizontal, I'm gonna make it 0, and vertical, let's make it 4. Then blur, let's make it 7, and it should be good. Then after this image inside this single slide, I'm gonna add another container. You can add it like this, and let's drag this image on top of this container, and it will be like this. Then here in the container, let's make it direction row, then justify content space between. Then padding, let's make it 30 pixel on the top. Then inside this, I want a heading. So let's drag a heading. Let's change the text to this. Let's make it H4. Then under style, let's color this FFF. Then typography, let's make it Barlow. Then size, let's make it 26 pixel, then 700, and transform uppercase, and 31 pixel up line height. Then after this, I want another heading. So I'm gonna drop it like this, and it will be right here because the whole container is justify content space between. Then let's change the text. Then under the style tab, let's make the color ADB0 BC. Then typography, let's make it Barlow. Then size, let's make it 16 pixel, weight 600, then uppercase, and line height 28 pixel. And it should look like this. Now follow this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close the slider and rename the slider single slide, and I'm gonna select this carousel. Then under the content, I'm gonna delete all of the slides except this second one, which is this. Just do it using the X icon, and we're having one slide. Then from here, I'm gonna just rename this single slide. Then I'm gonna close this, and I'm gonna duplicate this until we get the 4 of them. See, now we are having image and the headings on all of the items inside. And also this pagination is appeared just after we added or filled all the items. Alright, now it's time to change images and text on each items. So first of all, this, select the image. For this one, I'm gonna select this. Alright, on the first one, I'm gonna select this first heading. Then from here, I'm just gonna paste my text to this. And then we got our third one because the second one is perfect as we added. Then let's open the third single slide, this one, and in here let's change that content. Then finally we have our last single slide. In here open the container, and first heading let's change to this. Alright, and one thing I'm gonna do is for the each container of these headings, I'm gonna make it padding 0 like this. Padding 0 on all of them because the text will be then perfectly fitted on the container. Then the final one. But one thing here you may notice that we're only having 2 pagination or 2 dots here, but we're having like 4 items inside the carousel. But why is 2 dots here, right? It will be fixed when you update the Elementor Page Builder and open the preview on a different tab. First of all, let's update this. And the Elementor Page Builder will be updated. Then let's go to our second tab that we have opened ages ago, this one. And still here nothing is there because we have to refresh this. And after we refresh, if it still doesn't load on your browser, follow my step, it's very easy. Click on this WordPress icon. Then under the settings, click on this reading. Then in here, you have homepage displays. Currently it's your latest post. Make sure you select this option, which is a static page. And from here, under this homepage, make sure you select the gaming landing page that we're currently working on in the Elementor Page Builder, and then save the changes. Now if we click on this visit site and load our front-end website, then our landing page will be loaded that we were creating in the Elementor Page Builder as our front-end website. And you see in here in the slider, we are having 4 dots as we have the 4 items or 4 slider inside this. Alright, now let's go back to the Elementor Page Builder, and here let's change our images on each items. So for the third item or third slider, I'm gonna select this image, and for the fourth one, I'm gonna select this image. And now I want to make this slider or carousel more interesting using some custom code snippet. So let's go back to the JFD site, and if you scroll down, and you will find this custom carousel CSS part. From here, just copy all of the codes, copy it and paste it into your custom code place after everything and before the style tag where it ends. And you have to add the class names on the item in order to make the CSS work. So first of all, let's select the carousel, this one, and let's go back to the site, and from here copy this class custom carousel. Then from the advanced tab, we're gonna paste the class name. Then let's select this single slide, and from here I'm gonna just copy this gallery item and paste the class in here. Then I'm gonna select each single slides and add the class name like this, and the last one. And in here we have to do one thing, select this single slide, first one, and under the advanced tab we have to make the padding 0 so the image will fit on the container fully. So let's do it on every one of them. Padding 0, padding 0, and padding 0. Now if we update and go back to our front end side, refresh. Now look at the sliding, how the item changes its size when we slide the items. So the active ones are being a little bit bigger and the inactive ones are being smaller. So it adds a nice effect. And now I want to make it more fancier. So I'm gonna go here, and you'll see we're having a third class name here, gallery content. Let's copy this and let's come back to our Elementor Page Builder, and in the single slide we have this container where is our text placed. In this container I'm just gonna paste our CSS class name. We're gonna add it for each of the slide item. Like this. Now let's update. Then let's go back to the front end side, refresh, and you'll see a cool effect. Right now you can see we're having all the items, but we can see the headings or the text only on the centered one or on the active one. And if we slide, you can see when the single slide is on the centered or active one, the text come with a nice animation. Very cool. This way we get a very cool effect and it's very eye-catchy. Alright, now let's go back and it's time to check the responsiveness of this carousel. So let's open the responsive mode and let's check the laptop mode, and it's pretty perfect here in the laptop mode. Then let's check the tablet mode. In here we have to work a little bit, so the solution is simple here. First of all, select the carousel and go under the content. Then we have slides on display. Currently it's 2. Instead of 2, let's make it 3. And it will be simply perfect again. Now let's check the mobile mode. In the mobile mode also the solution is very simple. We have to select this carousel, and under the advanced tab, before we are having some very extreme level of the margin, we're gonna just make it 0 and it will be all perfect. And also last thing, text is looking very big for the mobile size, so let's select the text, and under the style tab let's just make it some 20 pixel and it will look good. Copy this and let's start from the first one. Right click and paste the style, and it will paste all the style. Then right click, paste the style, and paste the style. And it's all perfect on the mobile mode. So let's close the responsive mode since our section is fully responsive. And lastly, we have one work to left. You can notice here we are having a horizontal slider like this because of the slider is so big and so wide. So how we can fix this? Let's select this main container carousel section, and under the layout, if you scroll down, you will find this additional option. Let's open this. And under additional options we have overflow. Let's make this overflow hidden, and this section's overflow and the horizontal slide will be fixed instantly. Alright, now let's update and we can move to our next section. So from widgets, let's add a new container, and let's of course drag this custom code down, and let's rename this container our theme section. Then let's make it full width from the content width. Then let's make this wrap, and padding, let's make it 130 pixel on the top, 15 pixel, 100 pixel on the bottom, and 15 pixel on the left. And inside this theme section, first of all, I want our heading and free title like we are having exactly here. So instead of adding and restyling or recreating everything, we can just copy it from here. So let's select this whole section heading container, right click to copy, then inside this just right click and paste it, and everything will be perfectly fine here. And we have to only change the contents and text. So let's start from here, paste our text. Now this section title, it's gonna be this, and it's perfect for the theme section. Now after this section heading container, let's add another container. So let's select this theme section and right click and click on add new container, and it will add a container after this section heading. And I'm gonna rename this section or container theme. Then I'm gonna make the direction row, then padding I'm gonna make it 0. Then I'm gonna go to widgets, and inside this theme container I want to add more container, and I'm gonna rename this container theme box. Then I'm gonna make it full width, then width I'm gonna make it 25%. Then advanced tab, let's make this margin 30 pixel from the bottom, and let's make this padding 15 from the right and 15 from the left. And then under this theme box I want to add a container, and I'll just rename it inner box. Then I'm gonna make its background, let's add a color 1C242F. Then let's make the margin all 0. Then padding, let's make it 30 pixel, 25, 30 pixel, and 25 pixel. Then here I want to add a CSS class name here because we're gonna use a little bit of CSS to make it very interesting looking. So let's go back to the JFD site, and you will find this theme section CSS part. From here, let's copy all of the codes and let's paste it into our custom code in here. And then you know what we have to do is, under this theme section class, let's copy this class and paste the class in this inner box container, and you will have something like this. And if you make the z index 1, and it will show over this. And finally, let's go back to the layout of this inner box, then scroll down and you will find this additional options. Then I'm gonna make this overflow hidden, and it will be hidden which is going over this element. Alright, and now inside this inner box I want to add an image. So let's drag an image widget, then let's choose the image. I'm gonna select this character here. Then let's open the style tab, and under the border I'm gonna make it solid and border width 3 pixel, and border color I'm gonna make it white. Then border radius, let's select this percentage and make this 50%, and it will add a nice border around the image or this character. Then after this image I want a heading. Let's add, then change the heading, then let's make it h4. Then under the style tab, let's first of all make it center by using the alignment. Then in the color, let's make it, I'm gonna make the color fully white. Then typography, let's make it Barlow. Then size, let's make it 20 pixel, and font weight I'm gonna make it 800, which is extremely bold. Then the line height I'm gonna make it 24 pixel, and letter spacing, let's make it 1 pixel. And then after this I want another heading, and let's change the heading. Then here I'm gonna make this color 45 f882. Then typography, change the font. Then size, let's make it 16 pixel, and let's keep the weight 600. Then line height 28 pixel, and also of course let's make the align center. And also on this one, first heading, let's make some margin, like very little margin, like 1 pixel on the bottom. And we can select this image and add some margin like 35 pixel on the bottom. And also we can make this card even nicer if we select this inner box. From here, let's go to style tab and let's add a border, like let's make it solid first, then 1 pixel border, and the color 27313F, and we can add some border radius like 12 pixel, and it will be nice roundy and it will have a nice border. Then we're gonna select this theme box and right click, then duplicate. We're gonna keep duplicate until we get 4 of them. And before anything, I'm gonna do one thing on the theme container, this one here. In here, under the content width, let's make it boxed, and it will shrink down the inside element a little bit. I'm showing you this now because I wanted to know how this content width works with this kind of things. Alright, now it's time to change the contents inside the cards. So for this one, let's change the character. I'm gonna choose this. Then I'm gonna change the name title, then this title, then this third one's image. I'm gonna select this, then name, and then the title, and the last one's image, this one, and then title, then the role or the title. And our theme is complete with all of the characters. And also we are having a nice effect on hover using the custom CSS. Now it's time to make it fully responsive. So let's turn on the responsive mode and let's check on the laptop. In the laptop, it's good. So let's check on this tablet. In here, we just have to do simple things. Select this single theme box. Let's select this first one. Then under the layout, we are having this 25 pixel of width before, but let's make it 50%. and let's make it 50% width on all of them. And then check this out. If we select this theme, where the all of the theme box is located, so this theme is the theme box's immediate parent container. So from here, if we click on this wrap, it will be wrapped nicely all the contents and it will be fitted perfectly. Alright, so this is how the wrap property works mostly. Now let's check the mobile mode. In here, it's already, we can see, maintained its order nicely because the theme container is using the wrap property and all these are having 100% of width. But one thing we can do is select this whole theme section, and under the advanced we can just decrease some padding from here. So first unlink, then on the top let's make just 100%, then on the bottom let's make it 70, and everything will be so good so far. And we can say our theme section is perfectly ready. Now let's move to our next section. So let's add a new container, and I'm gonna make it down and I'm gonna make it top, and let's rename this our community section. First of all, let's make the direction column, and then under the style tab we have to add a background image. In here, let's choose the image, scroll down, and from here you will find this image. Let's select this and let's make the position center, then attachment, make it fixed, then repeat, no repeat, and display size cover. This attachment fixed make this image nicely fixed like this. The image is gonna stay in the one place, doesn't matter how you scroll the page. So that's very cool. Then I'm gonna open this background overlay. In here, I'm gonna select another image for this. Then I'm gonna choose this image, the first one here, select. And then let's make the position center, then repeat, no repeat, and display size cover. Then we have the opacity here. Let's make the opacity 0.38. Then let's go to the advanced tab and let's make the padding 160 pixel, 30 pixel, 160 pixel, and 30 pixel. Now inside this section I want to add an icon. So from the widgets I'm gonna search icon, and you will find this single icon. I'm gonna drag and drop. Inside this icon I'm gonna choose icon from icon library. I'm gonna search play, and you will find this one. It's called play circle. Select this one and insert. Then under the links of this circle we want to add a YouTube video link on this. So simply just click on this dynamic tags and scroll down a little bit. Under the actions here you will find this lightbox option. Click this and click on this lightbox again, and under the settings here select the type video or image. I'm gonna select video, and in here you can just paste your any video URL link coming from any platform. So I'm gonna paste a YouTube video link. Then let's go to style tab and let's make the align center, and let's make the icon color fully white. Then on the hover the color will be the accent color, so 45 f8 82, so like this. Then let's make the icon size 86, and now let's try to click on this icon. Let's see what happens. If you click, a video pop-up will come up like this, and a whole YouTube player will be loaded like this. You can just play any video like you are playing in the YouTube, which is very cool. And if you want to close this video, you can click anywhere outside or click on this X icon. Now inside this I want to add more stuff like a heading. I'm gonna actually use this text editor after this, and here I'm gonna type join the community. Then I'm gonna select this community text only, and let's click on this text color, and let's click on this custom, And from here I'm gonna make it the accent color, which is 45F882. It will give us a nice green color. Then let's go to the style tab and let's make the align center. Then let's make the text color fully white, and it will make this color white because it's already colored. Then under the typography, let's make it Barlow. Then font size, I'm gonna make it 55 pixel, and font weight, I'm gonna make it 800, which is extra bold. Then transform, I'm gonna make it uppercase, and line height, I'm gonna select the EM property, then type 1.2 EM. Then letter spacing, I'm gonna make it 3 pixel, and it will give us a nice double colored text. But since our background is so colorful, we have to make this text nicely visible to the background. So what we can do is close this typography, then open the text shadow. In here, first of all, let's select hexacolor and let's type 6 zeros, 1 2 3 4 5 6, then 4D. Then let's make this blur 3 and horizontal 7, and let's keep this vertical 0. And here we can see a nice text shadow is coming out from the text, which is helping to separate the text from the background. Very cool. Now I want to add another text, so I'm gonna drag and drop an heading. In here, let's change the text this, and let's make it H4. Then under this style, let's make it align center, then text color white, and typography, let's make this font Poppins. And size, let's make it 16 pixel, then font weight 600, then font weight 500, then line height 28 pixel. Alright, and then under the advanced tab, I'm gonna add some margin on the bottom like 30 pixel. And also for this one, this big text, we can add some margin like 6 pixel, and we're good. And after this text, I want to add a button inside this. So instead of creating a new button from the scratch, let's scroll up and we have a button in our banner. Let's select this and just copy, then come back here. After this text, paste the button and just make it alignment self center to make it center. And also let's of course change the text. This one will be join Discord, and we're good here. And now let's turn on this responsive mode and check the sizes. In the laptop mode, it's perfectly fine. Then tablet mode, it's also fine. Now in the mobile mode, we have to work little bit here. Like let's select this text, and under this style, let's just decrease the font size like 42 pixel. And again, we're perfect on this section. It's naturally 100% responsive. So let's close the top bar, and we can say we have just completed our community section, and it's looking pretty nice with the scrolling effect. Alright, now let's take a container and let's close this community section as it's done, and let's drag this code down, and let's rename this container roadmap section. Then let's make this container width 1083 pixel, and let's make this direction row. Then let's make the wrap, and then let's go to style tab, and as a background, I'm gonna select an image. I'm looking for the roadmap BG, this one, this image. Let's select this. Then let's make the position center, then repeat, no repeat, and display size cover. And then under the advanced tab, let's make the padding 150 pixel, then 15 pixel, and then 150 pixel, then 15 pixel. And inside this, I'm gonna add a container inside, and then I'm gonna make this content full width. Then I'm gonna make the width 41.66%, and inside this I want a heading, and let's make this our text. Then let's make this color fully white. Then typography, let's make it Barlow font family, size 55 pixel, and then font weight 800. Then I'm gonna make the line height 1 EM, and then letter spacing, I'm gonna make it 3 pixel. Then after this, we're gonna add another heading, and let's change the heading to this, and in the HTML tag, let's choose this pen tag. Then in the style tab, let's make the color AD B0 BC. Then typography, let's make it Poppins. Then font size 60 pixel, font weight 400, and line height 28 pixel. Then I'm gonna add 55 pixel margin on the bottom. After this, we're gonna add our button. So we already having this style of button here, so I'm gonna copy this and paste it here, but I'm gonna just make it align to the start or the left. Then let's change the text. Let's type roadmap, and also I want a different color of this button here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to Advanced tab, and here we have this button class. Instead of this, I'm gonna make it button 3, and it will get a yellow type of color with the hover of green color. Nice. Then after this button, I'm gonna go to widgets and add another image. From here, I'm gonna choose this image, and then from the Advanced tab, I'm gonna add 30 pixel margin from the top. Now on this image, I want to add something or add some effect. So under the Advanced tab, let's close this layout drop down, and we have this motion effect drop down. Let's open it. From here, let's turn on this scrolling effect, and let's click on this vertical scroll, and from here let's choose the down, and let's make the speed 1.5, and if we now scroll up or down, it's giving a very cool effect with scrolling. Alright, okay, that's it for the image. Now let's another container after this container inside this roadmap section. So add new container like this, and when you will be making this container 58.33%, it will be on the same row as the left one. Then I'm gonna make the padding 50 pixel on the right and 75 pixel on the left. Then inside this, I'm gonna add another container. Then I'm gonna make it full width. After that, I'm gonna add some gaps like 20 pixel. Then under the Advanced tab, I'm gonna make the margin 0, and I'm gonna add 45 pixel padding on the bottom. And now in this container, I want to add a special border on the left side of this container. So to achieve that, I want to use some simple custom CSS. So let's go back to the JFD website, and in here you will find this roadmap style CSS. Copy all the code from here and just simply paste into the custom HTML CSS here. And let's go back here, and on the website you will find this roadmap style classes. In here, copy this timeline border and paste it into this containers CSS classes. And after pasting, we can see we are having a nice and unique border covering the entire container like this. And it will look even cooler once we have all the contents inside our right container. Alright, and inside this container, I'm gonna add a container, and I'll name it card. Then on the style tab of this card, I'm gonna add a background color. It's 1B242E. Then I'm gonna make the padding 45 pixel on all the sides. Then inside this, I'm gonna add a heading like this, and let's go to style tab and color this heading FFF white. Change the font size 30 pixel, font weight extra bold, which is 800, then line height 1 em. Then I'm gonna make the margin 22 pixel from the bottom. And after this, we want to add an icon list. So in the widgets, let's search icon list and add this icon list after this. First of all, I'm gonna delete all of this except the first one, and here I'm gonna first paste my text, and then I'm gonna click to change the icon. Here, search circle, and you will find this circle icon. Insert this. Then let's copy this item 3 times, and we will have 4 of them. Then let's change the text I'm gonna paste the text, then this one, and finally this one. Alright, now I'm gonna open the style tab, and here under the list we have the space between. I'm gonna add 6. Then let's open the icon drop down, then under the color I'm gonna make it 45 F882. Then we have the icon size, let's make it 20, and then we have the gap, let's make it 5. Then let's open the text drop down, and from here in the typography I'm gonna make this font Poppins first, then 60 pixel font size, then 500 font weight, and 28% line height. Then we have color here, I'm gonna make the color ADB0BC. Then here I'm gonna make the margin 0 and padding 0. Then let's go to the JFD site. Then from here copy this class name roadmap _list, and here inside this icon list just paste this inside CSS classes, and it will become nicely precised with the code. Then inside this container, in this cart container, I'm gonna add an image widget first, and let's choose the image. I'm gonna select this. Then I'm gonna go to style tab, and inside height, image height, I'm gonna make it 210 pixel. Then here object fit, let's make it cover, and I'm gonna go to advanced tab, and in here I'm gonna make the position absolute, and it will be using no space, and it will be a free sole like this. Then I'm gonna make this horizontal orientation to right and offset 20, then vertical orientation to top and offset 30 pixel, and this image will be like this. Then I'm gonna go back to the style tab, and we'll have an opacity option here. I'm gonna make the opacity 0.11, and it will be looking like this. Then I'm gonna select this card, and in this container we can add some border radius from the style and open the border in here. Let's add 8 pixel, and it will be nice and round. And I'm gonna select this container before this cart container, and in the advanced here we have added 45 pixel on the bottom, but it will be actually on the left 45 pixel, and it will be separated from the border like this. Alright, then one last thing I wanna do with this icons or icon list. Let's select this, and in the style I'm gonna open this icon, and I'm gonna select this hover effect. Then as a color I'm gonna make it FFBE18, and on hover the icon color will be like this. Nice. Alright, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select this card, single card, and I'm gonna duplicate the card 2 times, and now I'm gonna select the first card. Then inside the advanced I'm gonna paste a style from here, copy this class name roadmap-box and paste it into the CSS class. Also this, then this. Then I'm gonna change the content on the each card. So first of all this one, let's make it season 2, and in here let's change the contents on the icon list from here. Then after changing the text, I'm gonna delete these last 2 items from here, and it will have 2 of them. And now what I'm gonna do is right click on this icon list and click on duplicate, and it will duplicate the icon list with 2 more items. But as you can see, this 2 icon is bigger than this, although every properties is same as this one, but it's like a small glitch. So we can just simply click on this update, and then if we refresh the page, and then if we go down there, we can see the icon is just matched with the size. Then I'm gonna grab this first icon list, and under the advanced tab on the margin I'm gonna unlink this first, and on the bottom I'm gonna add some margin of 6 pixel, and it will be nice like this. Then on the second icon list I'm gonna change the text. Alright, after this we're gonna select this icon list, and in the style tab I'm gonna open this icon drop down. Then here in the color I'm gonna make it 10161C, and it will become the dark color like this. And also in the hover, make sure you remove the hover color by resetting this color, and it will be like this. Now let's work on this third card here. I'm gonna first make it season 3, then here I'm gonna make it all black for the third one. So let's go to style, icon, and here 10161C, and it will become all black. And let's change the text. Alright, I have changed all the text. Now we'll do one interesting thing. I'm gonna grab this second one's picture here, and from the style tab we have this opacity. First of all, we're gonna make this opacity 0. Then on the hover, we're gonna make this opacity 1. So when you only hover on this card, you will be able to see this picture. Nice. Let's do for this one as well, like this, and it's a nice effect to have. And lastly, you will get a nice thing out of the custom code we have just added. First of all, select this first card. I'm gonna close it and make it look cleaner. First card, and inside this, with this roadmap box, add space and type active, and on the Z index here make it 1, and you will get this nice arrow with this card. So if you delete this active from here and go to this card and add the active here, also Z index, the arrow will nicely come here. So that's how simple it works. So I'm gonna keep the active class only for this. And now on the desktop mode, our roadmap section is looking pretty nice. Now it's time to make it fully responsive. So on the tablet, it's perfectly fine, nothing we have to do. On the tablet mode, it's also very simple to do. First of all, let's select this roadmap section. Then under the layout, instead of this direction row, we're gonna just make it column to align everything vertically. Then let's select this container and make it 100% of width, and it will become like this. Then we have the second container inside this roadmap section. Also, I'm gonna make it 100%. And then let's work on the small things here. So let's grab this heading. Then from here, I'm gonna open the typography. From here, I'm just gonna decrease the size a bit. 50 pixel will work. Then I'm gonna grab this second container. Inside this, I'm gonna make the padding 15 pixel on the right and 15 pixel on the left, and it all will be fitted very nicely. Alright, now the tablet version is perfect. Now let's check the mobile mode. In here, first of all, I'm gonna grab this roadmap section. Then I'm gonna make the padding 100 pixel, then bottom 100 pixel. Then I'm gonna select this first container inside this roadmap section. In here, I'm gonna make the padding 20 pixel on the right and 20 pixel on the left. Then I'm gonna grab this heading and I'm just gonna make it 40 pixel. Then let's grab this second container. Then let's make the padding 20 pixel on the right and 20 on the left. And also what we can do is select this card. Then from the padding, we can make it 35, 25, 35, and 25. Then also this card, let's make it 35, 25, 35, and 25. And then the last one. Alright, now it's all looking perfect. So let's go back to our desktop mode. And our roadmap section is perfectly ready. Alright, now let's move to our next section. Okay, let's add a new container. And I'm gonna rename this container trending section. Then I'm gonna drag this custom code down. Then I'm gonna select this trending section and make this direction row. And I'm gonna make the wrap, and I'm gonna make the padding 120 pixel, 15, 90 pixel, and 15 pixel. Then inside this, I'm gonna drag another container, and then I'm gonna rename this section heading. Then I'm gonna make it row directed. Then I'm just gonna add some gaps like 18 pixel. Then I'm gonna add the margin 50 pixel on the bottom. Then on the padding I'm gonna make it 15 pixel on the right and 15 pixel on the left. Then inside this I want a heading. Then I'm just going to change the text to this, and then from the style tab I'm gonna make this fully white. Then I'm gonna open the typography and change the font family. Then the size I'm gonna make it 36 pixel, and font weight let's make it 700. Then let's make it 1.2 em line height. Then after this, inside this section heading I want to add an image like this, and I'm gonna select the image, and then I'm gonna select this fire image, and here in the style let's make it pixel property. Then let's make it 35 pixel, and this fire image will nicely stand with the section heading. Then after this, let's close this section heading. Then we're gonna add another container after this section heading container like this. It will be after or underneath this. Then I'm gonna make it full width. Then let's make it 33.333%, and we're gonna rename this container item. And this inside this container I'm gonna add another, and I'm gonna rename this container inner item. Then I'm gonna make it full width. Then I'm gonna make this line height of this inner item 426 pixel. Then I'm gonna make the wrap. Then under the style I'm gonna choose an image as a background, so I'm gonna select this. It's called something like this. Select this. Then I'm gonna make the position center. Then repeat, no repeat, and display size cover. Then I'm gonna go to advanced tab, and let's make the padding 24, 20, 24, and 20 pixel. And then we're gonna add some code snippet. So let's go to the JFD site, and if you scroll down you'll find this trending section CSS. From here select and copy the whole code and just paste it into the custom code all the way to the end here. Then inside this inner we were working, so inside this CSS class go here, and you'll find this NFT _item CSS class. I'm just pasting this. Then inside this I want another container, and I'll rename this container author. Then I'm gonna make the direction row and justify content center and align items center. Then I'm gonna add some gap of 9 pixel. Then here in the wrap we're gonna make this wrap no wrap. Then under the advanced tab I'm gonna make the margin 15 pixel from the bottom, and let's make the padding 0. Then inside this I'm gonna add an image, and let's select the image. I'm gonna select this one. Then here I'm gonna make the width of this image 45 pixel, and I'm gonna add the border radius. Select the percentage, then make it 50%, and it will be all round. Then after this image, inside this author I'm gonna add another container just like this, and let's rename this info, or you can name it author info. Then I'm gonna make it full width, and the width will be in pixel and 120 pixel. Then here I'm just gonna make the padding 0. Then inside this I want a heading. Let's change the text to this, make it H4, and under this style let's make it fully white. Then typography, let's change the font, and let's make the size 16 pixel and font weight 600. Then line height 19 pixel. Then I'm gonna make the margin all 0. Now after this text or heading I'm gonna add a button, and I'm gonna drag this heading before this button and place it like this. And inside this button let's change the text. I'm gonna paste my text like this, and under this style tab first of all let's make the typography, change the font family. Then size, let's make it 12 pixel, and font weight 600, and line height 16 pixel. Then color, let's make it ADB0BC. Then let's make this background color fully transparent like this. And also let's make the padding all 0. Then after this author info container, I'm gonna add an icon widget. So let's search icon and I'm gonna drag it down like this. And make sure it's outside of this author info, this icon. And let's change the icon. From here, search heart and you will find this heart which is outlined, not filled one. Select this. Then let's go to style tab and let's change the color into ADB0BC. Then let's make the size 16 pixel and let's make the margin -6 pixel. And then under the CSS classes, let's go to the site and copy this class heart right. And this heart right class will make this heart icon on the right side. Alright, we're done with this author. Then after this, we're going to add an image afterwards underneath this. And let's choose the image. I'm gonna choose this one, this monster image. Then from here, I'm gonna first of all make this image 100% of width. Then from the height here, I'm gonna make it 249 pixel. Then let's make this object fit to cover, and let's make the border radius 8 pixel to make it round. Then after this image, I'm gonna go to widgets and search divider, and I'm gonna add this divider after this image. And let's just go to the advanced tab of this divider, and here in the CSS classes, copy this divider CSS and paste it here, and it will give us a nice glowing effect on the middle, giving us a nice gaming vibe. It's a tiny little details to make your whole thing look better. Then after this divider, I'm gonna add a new container, and let's rename this container bottom area. Then I'm gonna make it direction row and justify content space between. Then let's make the padding 35 pixel on the right side. Then inside this container, I'm gonna add another one, and let's rename this bid price, and I'm gonna make the padding all 0. Then inside this, I'm gonna add a heading, change the heading, and then go to style tab. Let's make the color ADB0BC. Then typography, let's make it Barlow font. Then font size 13 pixel and font weight 600. Then line height 1 em. Then here let's add some margin of 7 pixel on the bottom. And of course, let's change the text. Then after this, I'm gonna add an icon list widget. So let's search icon list and let's place it underneath. From here, let's delete all of this. And for the first one, I'm gonna change the text here. And from here, I'm gonna paste my text. Then in here, let's choose an icon. In here, let's search Ethereum and it will come up. Then let's select this. And then let's go to style tab, and under the icon, let's change the color. Let's make it FFBE18, and then let's make the size 16 pixel. And then we have text here. Under the typography, let's make it Barlow font family. Then let's make the size 18 pixel. Then font weight 600, transform uppercase, and line height 21 pixel. And also color here, let's make it fully white. Also, we can make this font weight even bolder like this. Alright. And one thing, make sure select this bid price, and from here make it 120 pixel. Then after this container, I'm gonna add a button. Like this, and button will come up here. Then let's change the text. I'm gonna type vid, and from here let's select an icon from here. Click on this icon library, and from here let's search arrow, and you will find this long arrow, right one. Then insert this and make this icon position to the right to place this icon to the right. Then icon spacing, let's make it 10 pixel. And then under this style tab, we have this typography. Let's make the font family Barlow. Then let's make the size 18 pixel and font weight 600. Then line height, let's make it 1 em. Then the text color, let's make it 201F2A. Then let's make this background color FFBE18. Then let's make this border radius 6 pixel, and we have this padding here. Let's make it 11. 14, 11 and 14 pixel, and it will be a nice button. And right now we are having a nice single card for this trending section. Now we're gonna select this item and I'm gonna just duplicate. Until we have 3 of them. Then let's just change the images first. From here I'm gonna choose this second monster. Also we can change this small images. Let's select this one. And we have this text here. Let's change it. Then we have this one. Let's select this. And then let's change the last image. I'm gonna select this one. And the whole section is looking pretty amazing. Now let's make it 100% responsive. So let's check on the laptop mode. In here, everything is so good so far. Then let's check the tablet. In here, let's just grab each item. For the first one, let's make it 50%. Also the second one, 50%. And the third one, 50%. Then we're gonna grab this card. And from the advanced tab, unlink this margin. And I'm gonna add 30 pixel on margin of the bottom. Also on this one, select this item, add margin of 30 pixel, and it will be nicely separated here. And then I'm gonna grab this trending section, and under the layout I'm gonna first of all make it 720 pixel. Then I'm gonna make this justify content center to make it all centered. Alright, now I'm gonna grab this single images, and in here we had some height before, but I'm gonna decrease it to 170 pixel, and I'm gonna copy this and style and paste the style also here. And also let's select this inner item under the item, and let's make this min height 345 pixel. Then I'm gonna copy the style and paste the style to each of them like this. Alright, now everything looks perfect in the tablet mode. Now let's check the mobile mode. First of all, I'm gonna grab this trending section. In here I'm just gonna make the padding 100 pixel on the top and 100 pixel on the bottom. Also we can see here the button actually came here after making it mobile, because let's select this one, the bit price. We can see we had some specific width before here, but by the mobile version it's automatically set nothing like this. But we're again gonna make it 120 pixel and it will be fine like this. Also let's copy and paste the style. Alright, in the mobile mode, now everything looks perfect. Now close this. And after rechecking, I feel like we have to make this each card more roundy. So let's open. Then let's select this one, inner item, and under this style tab we have this border. In here let's just add 8 pixel of border. Also let's select second one, add the border radius, and then we have third one and 8 pixel of border radius, and everything is nice and round. You can notice this kind of things mostly in the smaller screens like tablet and mobile. Right, it looks far better. Alright, now let's close. And finally our trending section is done. Now after this we have left one section which is footer. So let's make our footer. So let's take a container in and move this container up. Then let's rename this container footer. I'm gonna make this direction row, and here I'm gonna choose a background color 0F161B. Then here I'm gonna make the padding 80 pixel, 15 pixel, 80 pixel and 15 pixel. Then inside this footer I'm gonna add another container. Then let's make this container full width, and for the width let's make it 33.333%. Then inside this I want an image, and the image will be the logo of our site. So this one. Then of course in the link let's choose this custom URL, and from here under the dynamic tags select this site URL. Then under the style tab let's make it align left. Then width, let's select the pixel property and let's make 177 pixel. Then I'm gonna make this margin 30 pixel on the bottom. Then after this logo I want to add a text editor. Then I'm gonna change the text like this. Then under the style tab I'm gonna make this color ADV0BC. Then typography, let's make it Poppins font family, then font size 15 pixel, and line height, let's make it EM first and 1.75. Then I'm gonna make its margin 30 pixel on the bottom. After this, I'm gonna add another text editor, and here I'm gonna change the text. I'm gonna type active with us. Then first of all, I'm gonna select this part with us. Then from here, I'm gonna select a custom color for 5 F8 82 like this, and let's go to style tab, and from here let's make the text color white, and then typography, let's make it Poppins, in size 16 pixel, weight 600, and transform uppercase. Then line height, let's make it 1 EM, and then under this I'm gonna add a widget which is social icons. So I'm gonna grab this one. First of all, I'm gonna add a new item here, and from here I'm gonna search WhatsApp and select this icon, and it will become the WhatsApp. Then in here we have this shape. Let's make it circle, and all the icons will be circle. Then let's make this alignment on the left, and then let's go to the style tab, and from here under the icon, then here in the size, let's make it 15 pixel, and we have spacing here. I'm gonna make it 12 pixel. Then I'm gonna go to advanced tab, and margin here I'm gonna make it 25 pixel from the top. Alright, now we're okay with this part. Now I'm gonna grab this container and close this, and after this container I want to add another like this. Then I'm gonna make the container full width. Then let's make the width 16.66%. Then I'm gonna make the padding of it 15 pixel on the right and 55 pixel on the left. Then inside this I'm gonna add a heading. Let's change the heading to quick link. Then I'm gonna go to style tab, and here in the color I'm gonna type FFF, which is white color. Then typography, I'm gonna make the font Barlow, then font size 20 pixel, then font weight 700, and line height 1.2 EM. Then I'm gonna go to advanced tab, and I'm gonna add 28 pixel margin on the bottom. Then under this I'm gonna add an icon list widget. Icon list, place it after the quick link, and here first of all I'm gonna delete all of this except the first one, and here I'm gonna remove the icon. We don't need any icon for this list here, so I'm gonna change this text. Let's type gaming, and I'm gonna copy this item until we get the 6 of them. Then let's change the items. Product, all NFTs, social, networks, network, domain names, and finally collectibles. Then I'm gonna go to style tab, and under the list I'm gonna make this space between 6 pixel. Then I'm gonna open the text drop down, and from here I'm gonna select the Poppins font for it, and size, let's make it 15 pixel. Then line height, let's make it 1.7, and let's make the color ADB0BC. Alright, now under the quick links we're having quick links for the footer, and now I want to add another row there, so I'm gonna just duplicate this one, and let's just change the text. Supports, by the way, we have to make it uppercase. Also, it's better to have the uppercase on every of them. Now let's change these. I'm just gonna paste my text here. I'm just gonna do it very quickly. Alright, we're done changing our text, and now I want to duplicate this again, but this time we have to work on this one, also this container. First of all, in here I'm gonna change the width to 33.333%. Then padding, let's make it 15 on the right and 93 on the left. Then let's change the heading here, newsletter, and also let me just move this navigator this side for now so you can see everything here. And now I'm gonna delete this icon list here. Instead we're gonna add other things. So first of all, I'm gonna grab a text editor. Then here I'm gonna change the text. Then under the style tab, I'm gonna make the color ADB0BC. Then typography, let's make it Poppins. 15 pixel font size, then 1.75 line height. Then after this, I want to go to widgets and search form. And I'm gonna add this form after this text editor. First of all, I'm gonna delete these items from here, and I'm gonna select the first one, and under the type I'm gonna select email, and label I'm gonna also make it email. And here in the placeholder I'm gonna type get news and updates. Then here in the column width I'm gonna make it 75 pixel. Then I'm gonna close this, and I'm gonna turn off this label. Then I'm gonna open this buttons drop down, and in here we have column width also for this button. From here, if we select 25, the button will be aligned with this input field. Then I'm gonna make the alignment on the left. Then I'm gonna delete this text on the submit. Instead, we're gonna use icon for this button. In here, let's search paper plain and select this field one. Now inside this button we are having this nice icon, and if you scroll down you will find some actions and many options like this email. In here you can change exactly where the email you want to go. So when a visitor will send their email here and send this button, the email will be sent to this email address you set here. Alright, so for now I'm just actually not gonna mess with this. It will take a lot of time to set everything here, so I'm just gonna focus on the styling this. And here, first of all, let's make the column gap 0 to leave no space between this input and the button. So let's keep this rows gap 10 pixel, and then we have this field drop down. In here I'm gonna first of all make this color ADB0BC. Then we have background color here of this input. We can make it 1F2935. Then we have this typography for the field. In here, first of all, let's make it Poppins. Then let's make the size 14 pixel. Then I'm gonna make the line height, first of all select EM, then let's make it 3.2, and it will make the whole input thicker. And then here we have this border width. By default it's 1. I'm gonna make it 0. Then we have this border radius. First of all, I'm gonna unlink this border radius and add 6 pixel on the top and 6 pixel on the left. What this will do is it will make the top and bottom left round, but on the right side it's still sharp, so it will match with this button very well. Then I'm gonna open this buttons drop down. First of all, let's make the background color here 61CE70, and then on the hover, let's make the hover color FFBE18. Then we have this text color here, although we don't have any text, but we have an icon inside. So for this icon, I'm gonna make it 201F2A. Now here we have the text color option. Although we don't have any text inside this button, but we have an icon, right? So for this icon, I'm gonna add a color 201F2A, and it will make the icon color dark color, which is looking pretty nice. And on hover it should be also dark like this. Alright, then we have the border radius here. Now in the border radius I'm gonna unlink this, and on the right I'm gonna add 6 pixel, and on the bottom I'm gonna type 6 pixel. So the button will become rounded from the right side and sharp on the left side, matching with this input. Alright, and now also we have the typography for this button. In here, first of all, I'm gonna change the font to Barlow, and I'm gonna make the size 20 pixel, then font weight 500, and line height 60 pixel. And it will be perfectly matched with the input. We can see it's perfect. Then lastly, we're gonna go to Advanced tab, and from here I'm gonna add 25 pixel margin from the top. And now the first part of our footer is fully ready. Now we have to just make the bottom part of our footer, and it's really simple. So I'm gonna close this footer, and from the widgets I'm gonna add a container after this footer section. here I'm gonna rename it footer bottom, and then I'm gonna drag it up right after the footer. Then I'm gonna make it row directed. Then under the style I'm gonna make the background color 0F161B. Then I'm gonna make the padding 20 pixel, 15 pixel, 20 pixel, and 15 pixel. Then inside this I want another container, and this time let's make it full width, and let's make the width 50%, and let's make this direction to column. And now inside this I'm gonna add a text editor, and here I'm gonna change the text. I'm gonna paste my text here. From here only I'm gonna select this KitPapa text, and from here I'm gonna set a custom color 45 F882. Then I'm gonna go to style tab, go to the typography, and from here let's search Barlow and select Barlow font family, then font size 14 pixel, then font weight 600. Then let's make it transform uppercase, and line height let's select the EM and 1.7 EM, and we're good with this. Then after this first container inside, I'm gonna right click and add a new container, and it will be added on the right side. And also I'm gonna make this 50% width, then direction vertical, and inside this I'm gonna add an image, so image widget, and let's select the image. In the library you will find this image, it's called payment card. Select this and the image will be loaded like this. Then just from the style tab you have to make this alignment right, and the image will be aligned on the right side, and our footer will be nicely crafted. Now it's time to make it also responsive, so let's check the laptop mode. In the laptop mode everything is okay, but we can just grab these containers and decrease the padding a little bit. But let's start from the main section, which is the footer here. First of all, let's make this wrap. So from here I'm gonna first make it 0, then on the right 15, and on the left 30 pixel, and I'm gonna copy this style and paste the style to this one. Then for this one I'm gonna manually decrease the padding, so 15 on the right and this time 50 on the left, and everything will be nicely fitted on the laptop mode. Now let's check the tablet mode. In here we have to place everything a little bit differently. Like first of all, let's grab this main section footer. Then in here first of all I'm gonna make it wrap. Then on the width I'm gonna make it 720 pixel. Then I'm gonna grab this first container, and in here select the percentage and make it 58.333%. Then grab this second container and make this on the layout 41.66%. Then I'm gonna just copy this style from this and paste it into this one. Then on the last one go to layout, and on the width make it 58.333%. Now let's go to the margin, and here I'm gonna add 50 pixel margin on the top, and on the padding I'm gonna keep the 15 pixel on the right and 15 pixel on the left. And also one thing, select this first container, and under the advanced tab we can add a little bit of margin on the bottom like 50 pixel, and also we can select this third container, and on the advanced tab in here let's add 15 pixel on the left, and it will be aligned with this the top container. Alright, now let's select this one, and in the advanced tab let's make the padding and margin 0, and it will be fitted like this. And now everything in the footer for the tablet mode will be beautifully fitted like this. Alright, now let's check the mobile mode. In the mobile mode, let's first of all select the main footer, and in the advanced tab let's make the padding 0, then on the top 80 pixel, then on the bottom 80 pixel, then on the second container this, In the advanced tab, in the padding, let's make it 0 and 15 pixel on the right and 15 pixel on the left. Then on the margin, we can add something 30 pixel of margin like this, and also select this one. Let's edit the padding 50-50 on the left and right. Then lastly this one. This one is a little bit messed up right here. In here, let's first of all, on the margin, let's make it 0, and on the top, let's make it 30 pixel. Then the padding is okay, and now select this. On the mobile mode, in here in the email we have chose the 75%, but by default it's now default on the mobile mode, so let's keep the 75 again and close this and open these buttons. Then here we're gonna make this 25% again, and it will be nicely fitted here. Alright, now finally we have this footer's bottom. First of all, I'm gonna select this and make it aligned center, and if we look at it on the mobile mode, from the top to bottom, it's looking perfect. Alright, now let's close the responsive mode, and we have just nicely crafted our footer and it's ready to go. And right now in our landing page, one thing is left, last but not the least, our header. So let's go back to the top, and we're gonna make our header here. So now let's start crafting our header. So to get started, we have to scroll down all the way to the end, and from here we have to add a new container, and I'm gonna drag this container all the way to the top and before the banner section. Now let's go back, and in here I'm gonna rename this now as header. Then here I'm gonna make the width 1560 pixel. Then I'm gonna make the min height 113 pixel. Then I'm gonna make this direction to row and wrap. Then in the advanced tab, I'm gonna make this margin minus 113 pixel on the bottom. And we have this z index. I'm gonna make the z index 2. Then I'm gonna go to widgets and add another container inside, and I'm gonna make this full width, and I'm gonna select the pencil icon from the width, and in here we can put anything, any custom thing. So I'm gonna type calc, then inside the bracket I'm gonna type 100% space minus space 120 pixel, then close with the bracket, and it will be like this. Then I'm gonna make this direction row and justify content space between, then align items center. And now we're gonna add an image widget to add our logo on the header. So inside this, of course, we're gonna choose this logo, and inside the link, let's select the custom URL, and you know what you have to do is select this site URL. Then under this style tab, I'm gonna make this width 177 pixel. Then after that, we have to add our WordPress menu on the right side. So from the widgets, let's search menu, and you will find this WordPress menu widget. Then I'm gonna get this WordPress menu and drag and drop after this logo like this. And inside this, currently it's blank because we didn't create any menus. So here is also saying there are no menus in your site. Go to the menu screen to create one. So you can go to the menu screens from here, or you can click on this hamburger icon and click on this exit, and it will take you to this page creating page. From here, click on this WordPress logo, and it will take you to the pages page here. From here, hover over this appearance and you will find this menus option. Let's go there. And from here we have to make our menu. So here in the menu structure, I'm gonna select a menu name like main menu. You can name your menu anything you like. So I'm just gonna create the menu. Since this is a landing page, we don't have any extra inner page or other pages. We just have one single page. So we don't have to use real pages to create our menu. So we can use this custom links option from here. Click on here, and inside this you can put just hash, and as a link text I'm gonna add first of all home, then add it to menu. It will be added here. Then we have to make About Us menu. Then let's make Tournament. Then let's make Services. Then Blog. And lastly, I'm gonna add Contact Us. And in here you can reorder your menu like this, or you can keep it like this. I'm gonna just save the menu. And when you go back to your Elementor page builder, from here update, and if you refresh your page, and we can see our menus are loaded here. If we click on this, also we can see under the menu, it has the menu we have just created, which is main menu. Now let's work on our menu. From here, first of all, I'm gonna go to Style tab, and under the main menu we have typography. In here I'm gonna change the font family to Barlow. Then I'm gonna make the font size 15 pixel, and font weight, let's make it 700, and then let's make the transform uppercase. Then let's make the line height first EM, then 1 EM, and let's make this letter spacing 0.8. Then we have this color, text color here. In here I'm gonna make it fully white, and the menus will be all white. Then we have horizontal padding here. In here I'm gonna put 28 pixel. Then I'm gonna open this drop down. In here I'm gonna make this text color ADB0 BC. Then we have background color here. I'm gonna make it 182029. Then here on the typography, I'm gonna make the font family Barlow. Then font size 15 pixel, font weight 500, then letter spacing 0.8. And here we have the border type. Let's make it solid, and let's make the border width 1 pixel and border color 22292F. Then let's make the horizontal padding 15 and vertical padding 12. Then we have the distance here. I'm gonna make the distance 25 pixel, and then let's open the toggle button. In here let's make the color FFF. Now let's go under the advanced tab, and from here I'm gonna add some margin of 122 on the left. And one last thing from here we have to do is let's open this main menu again, and we have this normal, hover, and active. So on the hover, in the pointer color it's green, so it's giving the effect like this, but we don't want any pointer color. So from here I'm gonna just make it transparent, and it will only be the text color, there will be no pointer color. Now let's close this and let's go to advanced tab, and from here I'm gonna add 122 pixel margin on the left, and our headers menu is done, as well as our header on the desktop mode. Now it's time to check the responsiveness of the header. So let's go to the laptop mode, and first of all I'm gonna go to Style tab of this WordPress menu, and from here horizontal padding I'm gonna make it 16 pixel. Now I'm gonna go to advanced tab, and here in the margin I'm gonna unlink the value and add something 30 pixel margin on the left, and now it will be fixed on the left top. Now let's check on the tablet mode, and here in the tablet mode, first of all I'm gonna select this container under header. Then from here we have this custom heading, we have this custom width, but instead of this I'm gonna select simple percentage, and here I'm gonna make it 100%. Then I'm gonna grab this WordPress menu, and first of all under this content I'm gonna make this full width, yes. And if we click on this button or the hamburger icon, you can see it's loading up the menus on full width. If we turn off this and open this, it will be like a pop-up, and with this turned on it's full width, but we can see it's disaligned right now. So from the advanced tab of this WordPress menu, we're gonna remove this margin on the left, so 0, and it will be perfectly fine here. Alright, our header and our menu is perfectly fine in the tab. Now let's check in the mobile. In here we can just grab this logo and we can decrease the height a little bit, like 160 pixel, and it will be perfectly nice. Alright, that's how you make the header in the Elementor page builder this easily. Now let's exit. Alright, now looks like we have done all section in our landing page and it's looking super professional and amazing. Now I'm gonna show how you can make your own logo for your landing page, and I'm also gonna show how you can insert your fav icon for your website. And we're just gonna be using a free online tool to make our logo. So let's go to google.com and let's search logo maker and visit on this first link. It's spelled like logo, M-A-K-R, and this is the logo maker's official website. From here just click on this start my design, and from here select this blank canvas. From here you can click on this X or click on this create a new design, and this is the canvas we're gonna make our landing page logo. So first of all, I'm gonna take a text by clicking on this T icon, and it will add a text. From here I'm gonna delete this, and here I'm gonna type our logo PlayZ in capital letters. Then I'm gonna click on this designer fix. From here select this bold to have bold fonts. Then in here you can choose the font family. I'm gonna scroll down and select this now bold, and it will become that font. Then here we can see our logo is white, but the letter A is only the green color. So I'll show you a trick to achieve that. So let's go back here. First of all, from here I'm gonna delete this A from the middle, and we'll leave 2 spaces inside this text. Now I'm gonna add the text again from here, and here I'm gonna type A, and then I'm gonna select the same font, now bold, and from here we can zoom it by using the slider here. I'm gonna select this A, and by using this box I'm gonna make the box a little bit smaller, like I'm fitting the A, and I'm gonna readjust the A inside the text like this. And now we can do with this A whatever we like. So from here in the styles and on the fill you can choose any color. I'm gonna type my color, so our green color is F5 F882. Then I'm gonna select this main text, which is blue one, then click on the styles, and from the fill I'm gonna make it fully white. Now since our background is also the white color, so we cannot see our logo's white part, so I'm just gonna click Ctrl Z and undo like this. So before making it white color, I want to add a graphics before this text. So I'm gonna click here, it says search over 3 million graphics. From here I'm gonna click on the shapes. From here I'm gonna select this shape, and I'm gonna use this color picker, and you can readjust the color, but I'm gonna actually type my color 45 F882. Now I'm gonna readjust this. I'm gonna adjust the size and place it nicely before my text like this. And now finally I'm gonna grab this main blue text, then I'm gonna just make it fully white. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just click on the save logo or save icon here, and from here click on this download low resolution PNG file, and here we have to put our email address and click on accept and send the file to your email. Now I'm gonna receive the file from my email they have just sent, and here in our inbox we can see they have nicely sent the file we have just made. From here just click on this download free file and your logo will be downloaded. Alright, now let's go back to our Elementor, and from here I'm gonna click on this logo, and from the content I'm gonna change this logo and show you how it looks here, the logo we have made. Then I'm gonna drag and drop the file we have just downloaded from the email and select this file. And there you go, we have the logo we have just made with the free online tool. And look how easy it is to make one. So now I'm gonna show you how you can add your fav icon to your landing page or your WordPress front-end website. So I'm gonna update this from here. And by the way, if you are wondering what is fav icon is the icon which stays on the tab with the website title. Like for example this one, this Gymfa, the digital websites fav icon is this red one. Also the gmail.com has its own fav icon. So right now we're gonna have our fav icon in our page. Alright, now from the hamburger icon I'm gonna click on this exit and we're back to our dashboard. Now under the appearance here, let's click on this customize. Then we have the site identity option here. Then from here I'm gonna select this site icon, click on here, and in here we have to upload our fav icon that we are having inside our images folder. So in the images folder we have this fav icon. I'm gonna drag and drop here, then I'm gonna select this, and from here I'm gonna skip the cropping. And now already we can see our WordPress is having a fav icon on the tab. And now I'm gonna publish. Now if we go back to our site and let's click on this preview changes. Alright, so we have completed our amazing esports and gaming landing page design. Now it's your turn to make your own professional landing page. I wish you all the best, and I have one request. Please comment down below about the learning experience from the video. Also please share this video on social media. It would mean world to me. I'll see you in the next video. For now, bye bye.